I'm here. I'm here. Good morning. Good morning. Oh. Okay, we switch to front cam, full cam. Beautiful, and my front cam is covered. Alright, so we're only like a minute late. Hey, good morning. I just woke up. I know, I'm sorry guys. Good morning. First stream I've been on ages. I know, dude. It's because I'm literally streaming at the exact opposite time, huh? How many chapters today? We're gonna stream for like 3-ish hours, maybe a little bit more. That's the goal. Yo, everyone, what's up, man? Good morning. Good morning, guys. All right. The reason I was late, I literally woke up like 5 minutes before I had to go live, and I didn't even make breakfast. So I quickly made a bagel. I got coffee and I got some orange juice. All right. Let me kind of. Wow, this is not really an eating station. We're only a minute. Just coming to say hi everyone before going to sleep. Oh yeah, for sure, Randy. Oh yeah, for you, Randy. I think it's already nighttime, right? All right. I'll be done super quick, guys. Trust. Watch how fast I make this bagel right now. Oh, the music's a little loud. First time not watching a VOD? Oh, dude. Thank you, man. Yeah, and usually at this time I'm like, you know, still going about my day, and like I'm not back until like a lot later in the day. All right, give me like 2 seconds, okay? You guys want to see my beautiful bagel? Wow, look at this bagel. Chef's kiss, bro. You know how I'm always cooking? This music is fire, dude. I know, right? Cammy, this song is. This song plays at like the best time in the entire game. It's not a burger, it's a bagel. What do you mean? It's a bagel. No, it's not a burger. What's up, busy? Not much, not much. I just woke up. Don't worry, I just need to eat in like 3-4 minutes, and then we'll go straight into it. In the meantime, let me start opening up the chapter. Look, the reason I have my Lord of Mysteries thing off right here, I tried doing a review yesterday. And I realized I suck at reviews. I was on my 4th take, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop. Can't believe the anime's gonna launch in a month. I know, dude. It's gonna be fucking sick. Or do we sign up for food? Easy ASMR. You know what? I think I should mute my mic when I eat. You guys let me know. I mean, we'll go with whatever you guys voice. Or no. Lord of Mysteries. Hold up. Bro has reading comprehension. We get it. We get it from time to time. No, I didn't lie. I said I'll try to. A Lieutenant fan indeed. I missed the note stream yesterday. Anything even eventful happened? No, I wouldn't. No, I was just kind of... We were just hanging out for a little bit. Give me a stick another bite. Boom. I'm just opening up the chapter. Oh, flashbang. Opening up notes. Oh, man. We are at 5:39. Okay. Popping out chat. We're going to start in like 2 minutes. Damn. This fucking song, man. What? Windows, come on. PC, do PC things. Come on. Put this here. Notes. And this. Yo. Alright, we're about to start, guys. Alright. Everything's been set up. Alright. Get the burner account for your notes so we can see live updates. But you know what's funny? I did say that on stream, Beck. Thank you. That was the only thing. Okay, I'm almost done with my bagel. Oh wait, I realized I haven't popped out the count up here. Live count and sub counter, right? Oh wait, wrong series. Hold up. Oh no, wait, no. I sent some art in Discord. Someone remind him to look at it then. Oh yeah, for sure, Milosh. Yeah, I'll look at it, dude. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for sure. Well, what we did talk about was maybe we'd read like one SSS chapter like at the end of a stream just because they're so short, right? Well, 75% done with my bagel. A quarter of a bagel's left, and we are done. Woo! One more done with my bagel. Let's make a vote for all on OTM. Well, a lot of people have said yes, go all in. Well, I think the only reason I do, for example, want to read SSS, I figured it'd be cool if we read something else on the side and then we bring in more people. Yeah, but yes, I know a lot of people have said all in is the best way to go. But I guess the only reason I thought about maybe starting something else is to like diverse, right? But I'm not sure. True. Alright. I'm done with my bagel, pretty much. I'm done with my bagel. I'm gonna drop it off, and then we're gonna go right into the chapter, okay? I'll just drop it off. Where's my phone? Oh, I see my phone. I'll be right back. Woo! Oh my goodness. You know when you guys like brush your teeth? And then like this happens? Yeah. That happened. Woo, shit. But we're good. We're back. Okay, now we're good. I've had my breakfast. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. The only reason we're so late, literally, I woke up. I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta go live in like 5 minutes. So I that's why I typed, like, oh, I'm gonna be like a little bit late. You underestimate the links I would go to procrastinate. Challenge accepted, Beck. I'm kidding. Did you brush your teeth to drink coffee again? Well, it wasn't a deep clean, you know? I brushed my teeth enough to clean all the food in my mouth, right? That way when I'm reading, you don't just see like fucking bagel crumbs in here, you know? No, don't worry. We didn't put that much. Not enough toothpaste. Don't underestimate. Do not underestimate. Oh my god, I can't speak. It's early. Do not underestimate my coffee creamer. Can't even taste the toothpaste. All right, let's go straight into it. Let's turn off this night filter that I keep forgetting to turn on. Yeah, dude, last night I was taking notes off stream. And what's it called? I had Talk to Me playing on my second monitor. That movie fucked me up, man. That shit was fucking wild, bro. If you guys know where to watch it, go watch it. If you guys have to watch it physically or digitally, wow. Such a fucking good movie. I was like, wow. I wouldn't say it's my favorite horror movie of all time, but I think it's up there. It's up there, dude. Coffee creamer, bet. But yeah, man, talk to me. I thought I was just gonna keep it on in the background. I usually have like movies playing on in the background when I'm doing something. And that shit, I had all my lights off. Oh my god, it had me feeling some kind of way, man. Fuck, man. That's just crazy. And it was made by Raka Raka. I personally dropped All of Us Are Dead. All of Us Are Dead. I don't remember that one. I watched Talk to Me. It's by the twins from Raka Raka. I completely forgot they made a movie. Because I know their new movie is coming out. I forget what it's called, but like Bring Her Back, Bring Them Back, zombie Korean drama. I've seen a few Korean dramas. Oh my god, what was it? The only Korean drama, like besides Squid Game, you know, like early stream. Yeah. The other one I saw was like enough stalling. Okay, yeah, no more stalling. You know what? Fuck, dude. I can talk about this shit all day. We're gonna start. We're easy at. We just started. We've been eating my breakfast on stream, Paul. Okay. All right. We're gonna change the playlist in a bit. Oh, that's a good part. This is a good part for the intro. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for another beautiful day of German Sparrow? W stalling? Never have we ever stalled. We have not been live for like 15-20 minutes. You know, not in the video. People watching video are gonna be like, what's stalling? He jumped straight into the chapter. All right, you guys ready? Today, we're at chapter 539 of Lord of Mysteries. Oh, whoa, hold up. I almost said the wrong name. Lord of the Mysteries, Volume 3 Traveler. I tried doing a Volume 1 review off stream. I was on my 4th take. I'm like, I can't do this live, bro. I have to do it live when I'm talking with you guys. I couldn't do this off stream, bro. It's like I kept going all over the place. But right now, chapter 539 is called Late Night Operations. Oh, before we start, thank you guys. We've had so many new members, dude. That's wild. I saw Samo at the beginning, or Igor. I think with him now, we are at exactly 20 members. So I believe we can do 2 to 3 new emotes. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I don't know, we should do something with Ellie. Or whatever you guys want. Something with a molecule. We love our molecules. So whatever you guys are feeling, you guys let me know. But for now, 539. 539. Timestamp. Yeah, you guys let me know. We should be able to do 2 to 3 emotes from what I've been able to look at. W. Edgar. Oh, wait. W. Both better? Tentacles? Need the devious Roselle emoji. Oh, when he's doing this? That face? What? Can we even turn that into an emote? I know emotes. Can you copyright emotes? Hold up. Before we start, I don't even know if it's copyrightable. Like, we can't just take like a fan art or a meme from the community and then turn it into an emote, right? A pregnant mushroom with a monocle? Holy shit, you guys are hardcore. I don't know about that one, dude. Why? I don't know. We should put everything we like together, man. I don't know. That's a good idea. A Rhodes emoji? A Rhodes. Oh, we can do a mirror. I think that can work. But let's start right here. All right, you guys ready? Chapter 539, timestamp, and now we begin. Yo, first time on stream I cut up. Only took me like 1 month. Dude, SC, dude, thank you. No, I know. Usually, I can't stream at this time. But, you know, we got free time today. So here we are. So I was like, I'm going to see if I can bust a whiz. I'm going to try and stream early. And then see if I can go live, like, when I end stream. Around the time I end stream on weekdays. So we'll see. We'll see if I can do a second stream later today. But for now, 539. All right. The chapter starts with, when an outsider... We're updated right here? Yes, we're updated here. When an outsider pick up the holy sword, God will walk the land again. But what happens if the holy sword shatters? These 2 sentences echoed in the mind of Kalat and Edmonton. The matter was completely in the gaps of their knowledge. For a few seconds, they stared at the shattered holy sword, their expressions dull while they remained speechless. They couldn't believe that the holy sword, which had only been touched by an outsider in the evening, had suddenly shattered. What does this mean? What does it represent? The two of them didn't dare to think too deeply about it. They felt as if they had returned to the very beginning. Back then, one of the secrets of the resistance had been discovered by the lone military. They were reigned without any warning, and this resulted in their fathers being killed in that massacre. Their female relatives were abducted and sold to different places before receiving the grievous news. The feeling Kalat and Edmonton felt that day mirrored what they felt today. Sorry, hold up. Whew, sorry, it's a little early for me. They felt heavy, confused, acceptant, and unease, all of them mixing to form an intense pressure. Return to the forest, find the high priest, and figure out the reason. Perhaps this is the latest revelation from God. Kalat turned his wheelchair and said in a deep voice. Edmonton immediately stood up, saying to his remaining subordinates, continue searching for the blasphemers, but do not stay here. The blasphemers? Yeah, what's up, dude? I know. Yeah, it's like we had a lot of free time today, so I might as well. Also instruct the believers outside not to hold any rituals or even pray. The unexpected change in events made him extra vigilant. Bam, in the corner of the street where the cathedral waves was located, holding a stack of white folded paper, Denitz turned his head to the side, feeling a mix of nervousness, worry, and puzzlement. You mean that I'm to post them in different parts of the street and finally post it on the main door of the cathedral waves? He was very afraid that the door of the cathedral would suddenly open and a group of off-brandished priests and bishops would rush out, immediately attacking. That's such a crazy image. Immediately attacking them without even asking why he had posted the poster. Klein maintained his coldness and said yes. His original plan was to hand the matter of the sea gold Calvatua over to Mr. Hangman so he could warn the Church of Storms. However, considering that he still held the secret of Banshee Harbor, he might even have reported the matter. It would be easy for him to arouse suspicions with another piece of important information in such a short period of time. As for the solution, it's very simple. He could post a few posters on the mandated punchers' front door so they could see it as soon as they came out. There was a small problem with Klein's plan. He couldn't tell which of the shops around the cathedral ways was the cover identity of the mandated punchers. Oh, because they're hiding in plain sight. Yeah, that's right. The identity of the mandated punchers, all he could do was make the nits work a little harder and stick the posters everywhere and prominent spots, including but not limited to the front door of the Cathedral Waves. I should have run away earlier. Why would I think that this fellow had saved my life? Perhaps? Is this the nit saying that? Yeah, I know. It's usually late for people on like the other side of the world, right? I apologize, guys. Perhaps I would have been converted into gold pounds if he were any other powerful adventurer. No, who would have imagined that a lunatic would so easily resolve the sea god's curse? Fleeing might put me in an even worse state. While lamenting inwardly, the nits unrolled the pile of white paper and casually glanced at the content. After Leticia Deluria and company entered the left the Sea of Gods ruins of the Samarine Island, they were pursued by the Resistance. Meanwhile, Kalat and the Resistance were trying to sell a strange bone sword that looked a little bent. Sea Salt Calvetua's body is on the brink of collapse with an extremely deranged mental state. Now I wonder. His strongest attack called the cops. Is like, I know what to do. The nits froze for 2 seconds, then he subconsciously glanced at German Sparrow. I can understand the first few statements, but why is there a mention of the sea god Calvatua being on the brink of collapse and in an extremely deranged mental state? How does German Sparrow know? Did he discover a problem when he was dealing with the sea god's curse? And how did he deal with the sea god's curse? The organization behind him is more powerful than I thought. Could it be that it's similar to the Aurora Order? Stronger. In which they serve a real deity. Close. The more he thought about it, the more the nits trembled in fear. The first time he heard of the Aurora Order had originated from a robbery at sea. Back then, it was the first time he saw his captain's serious expression. After that, he was taught some so-called general knowledge of the mysterious world. Klein responded to the nits with emotionless gaze. In the poster, he had eliminated any subjective assumption, and he had only described the matters that could be confirmed with certainty, so as to not interfere with the judgment of the higher-ups in the Church of Storms. Among them, the content regarding an important item that Leticia and company had taken away was excluded. The lost temple was changed to a broker and more inclusive sea god ruin. The base was obviously abandoned by Kalat and the others, realizing that something had happened to the sea god, so it was also left unmentioned. Danette suddenly retracted his gaze after afraid to look any further. Captain said that the more secrets someone has, the more dangerous they are. Well, that makes Klein the most dangerous guy in this whole series so far, dude. Well, allegedly. As of right now. Who knows? Maybe. He thought for a while and wordly said, if we stick it on the front door of the cathedral, it will definitely garner immense attention of the church or storms. Will they discover that I was the one who did it? Klein gave a terse answer. Yes. The Neds for... He's always bullying him, dude. The Neds forced a smile and said, then I wouldn't be in grave danger. Then wouldn't I be in grave danger? Klein uses clown abilities to control his facial expressions and calm with pride. You are already a pirate who has a bounty for your head. Do you think you can swagger down the main streets of Bayam now? Klein lampooned inwardly. I love their chemistry, bro. I love their chemistry. That's true. No matter what, they will still capture me and calm and claim my bounty. Yeah, no, we're West Coast. Yeah, so for me, it's still morning. Yeah, usually we stream like later in the day. No, there's something wrong with the knits, blurted out, but my bounty will increase. Klein looked at him, but he didn't say anything. All he did was grin a little. For a moment, the knits thought he heard a rhetorical question. Isn't this a good thing? A good thing for a donkey to kick. With a dry chuckle, the knits took out the pile posters to take advantage of the heavy winds and late night. Posted them in the prominent spots of the streets near the Cathedral of Waves. It really looks like posting a small advertisement. Klein, who had one hand in his pocket, observed from afar and commented inwardly. He sighed and thought, it's good to have an assistant, but he's forcing him to be his assistant. But yes, it's good to have an assistant. At least I don't have to do something that tarnishes my reputation. If I were in Tigger Backland, if something like that happened to me, the scene would be was too beautiful to imagine. Then it's finally reached out the cathedral ways, plastered a poster on the front door, clenched his fist, and pounded on the door. This is so funny, dude. If they kill him, I'm gonna be so mad at this volume, because I'm low key starting to like the knits a little too much, and knowing Cuttlefish, I feel like it's very coincidental for you to like a character. That's all I'm gonna say. Hi everyone. Somehow I always choose a time where I get sleepy because I don't sleep for a long time for external reasons. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Alma. Yeah, is every mod except Sand in here? We have, so Sand is an OG, but we also have one more OG moderator. Like the fool above the gray fog, right? Like that would be his title. Like he is the one that just observes. There is one other moderator. This time it's still fine, but he also streams later. Yeah. But there's one more mod. He's above the gray fog and he only ever spectates. It's very rare when he types something in chat. So if he's watching, maybe he can say hi. For him, it's in the day, but for me, it's middle of the night. Yeah, and I usually stream like later in the day, like close to night. I can finally catch the stream. Oh, that's so cool. You know what? You know, I feel like on the weekends, I have to stream on this time. That way I can help out people that like can't make it on the weekdays. I am at work while watching Secret. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I always do. Adam is eating. No, it's definitely not Adam. We barely met that man. OG is also the mod, right? No. Yeah, OG, yeah. Yeah, it was OG, Romero, Ama, and then D was her newest moderator. Right? He's here. Goes over. And then everyone was celebrated for once catching the stream. Yeah, no, it's fucking cool, dude. And then I think I have to do this on the weekends, though. It just, dude, my weekends are like the one time where I have like a lot more free time than normal. So I'm usually always catching up for the weekdays, you know? And like just so you guys can know that when I stream, I do it because I love you guys. All right. Miss Easy Geeky wanted to do something with me in the morning. I'm like, I have this amazing, beautiful idea. It's like, babe, but I set up stream, but you told me you weren't free tomorrow. And she's like, God damn it, son of a bitch. She got mad at me, bro. I mean, she was being nice to me. She was like, all right, okay. But she was pretty mad. You can tell she was mad. What the hell is with the streaming hour? Well, this is the exact opposite time. So I was like, might as well just stream at this time daily. Not gonna look, man. The only reason I'm streaming this time, today's a federal holiday. No one's working today. Well, I mean, depending on where you work, you can work today or you cannot work, right? Some people have the option to go on to work, and then some don't have the option to go to work today. But yeah, like I'm not working today. So I was like, oh, okay, I should stream early. But then Miss Easy wanted to plan something early in the morning, and she's like, you told me you couldn't. It's the best time. No, I know. So like for me, dude, it's like I can't stream on this time on the weekdays unless I like call out. or you know, unless I'm not working. Now more LOTM. Cough it up, bet. All right, let's go right back into it. All right, lost my place. Or you can just stream like 2 hours later than your usual time. The reason, and then look, the reason I can't stream 2 hours from the usual time, because I have to be in bed by the time I end stream. No, if I stream 2 hours later than the usual time, maybe. No, because usually when I stream later, please don't stream 2 hours later than usual. If I were to stream 2 hours later than usual, I would not be able to spend time with my girlfriend. Yeah, like I wouldn't be able to. Usually all our free time after is like towards the end of the day, right? When we have more free time. And like if I stream later than usual, I can't. Like I have to stream like right when I can, and then get all my errands out the way after I finish. Because if I do it backwards, if I do all my errands first and then I stream, I'm probably gonna stream and then realize I didn't finish some things. Understandable. Have a great day. No, it's okay, man. There's always some people that can't make it. Yeah, it's true. I think this is what I have to do on weekdays, like spread it out, right? What was that? Hello, I'm about to reach the end of book 2, and well, what? Sorry, I missed your message. Hello, Loki. I'm about to reach the end of book 2, and then you're reaching the best part of LOTM. Anime was reaching here soon, dude. It's crazy, man. Dude, Wiz reads like he's good, bro. This guy he streams twice a day, right? He's good, bro. I can't do it. I'm gonna try and do it today. And then I can't stream like before I go to work or whatever, because I gotta go hit the gym. You know, like if I were to not go, maybe I can stream like 2 hours. But it's so early. I'm gonna be sounding like this the whole time. It's gonna sound gross. It's the only reason I'm not. Let me find my place before I lose my place completely. It really looked like poster advertisement client. He said it for good. Okay, we're right here. Yeah, keep eating, Greg. It's good to have an assistant. This is where we are. Dedicated reading 5 to 6 chapters a day is fine. That's true. All right, but I found my place. Yeah, I mean I guess that's the goal, right? You need to gain. I mean, all right, found my place. All right, we're gonna continue from right here. He sighed and thought, it's good to have an assistant. At least I don't have to do something that tarnishes my reputation. If I were in Tingener back, we're gonna read this part. If I were in Tingener Backland, if something like that happened to me, the scene was too beautiful to imagine. Then it's finally reached outside the cathedral ways, plastered the poster on the front door, clenched his fist, and pounded on the door. After finishing all of this, he turned around and ran. That's such a funny image. As if there were 10 mandated punishers running after him from behind. Klein didn't dare to be negligent. He pulled out a paper figurine, shook it off, and burned it to ashes before briskly walking to another street. After his recent encounters with mandated punchers, he had a deep understanding of their style, and he didn't dare to be the slightest bit careless. It was only when they were far away from the cathedral waves that he slowed down and regained their normal walking speed. The Nitz had a good constitution. His face wasn't flushed, nor was he panting. He was slightly puzzled and asked, "Why didn't you just write to the police and throw it in the Governor General's office?" They'd be able to divine that. Before Klein could reply, he had already realized why. That's right, the lower-ranking police and the staff of the Governor General offices are locals. They might very well pity the resistance, or might be... Oh, they wouldn't give it to them. They might very well pity the resistance, or might be clandestine? What word is that? Believers of the sea. As they were talking, they turned the corner and saw an extremely large red building in front of them. The inside was brightly lit and the music could be heard from within. People and carriages streamed in and out of the door. It didn't exude any vibes that it was late at night. We actually end up walking here. After a second of hesitation, a smile appeared on Danit's face, a smile that all men understood. Red Theater. Klein was so rich in theoretical knowledge, suddenly came to realization. Danitz laughed mischievously. This is one of the most famous places in the entire Sonia Sea. There are mysterious and flirtuous Balam girls, passionate Faina Potter girls, open and alluring Intis maidens, tall and graceful Phasic ladies, conservative and quiet Lowen women, gentle and docile natives. This fellow knows a lot, Klein. He definitely knows a lot. He comes often. Klein swept a glance at Blazing and said nothing. For some reason, the Nitz felt as though he had been, as if though he had seen through, and he could immediately laugh awkwardly. This is what pirates talk about when bragging. I've only been here a few times. I didn't have much money in the past. I could only find some average ones, and it's mainly in the area of the Fog Sea. Afterwards, I joined the Golden Dream. No wonder, although Vice Admiral Iceberg's men receive quite good employment perks and often get to share in the treasure, it's still quite difficult to save up a few houses in Bayam. Compared to the typical pirate, this guy at least knows temperance and saves his money. Klein thought enlightenment. Dennis didn't wish to continue on topic as he changed the topic. Oh, he definitely visits often. There are a lot of street girls in Bayam, especially there. He pointed into the distance and said, there was once a pirate who did an experiment. He randomly knocked on the family's door, produced some money, and requested to do it with the mistress once. In the end, 3 to 4 families out of 10 agreed. Tisk. If it's someone like you, what? That's almost half. Almost half of them agreed. Tisk, if someone like you, who is a standard low in look, almost no one will refuse you. They might secretly hide their daughters to prevent you from discovering her. Lowen's navy would commit many murders and blanks here every year. They aren't any better than the pirates, but they would only be sent back to the country and pay some small fines. Klein listened quietly, and he suddenly thought back to the evening when the believers of the sea god were praying around the pool. He thought back to their feverish and numb faces. We just changed POVs? Backland within the Odora family's villa. Oh, Emlyn White, who had taken the initiative to expose certain problems about himself, nervously followed Cosme underground. He once again arrived in the Greystone Hall where the black iron coffin was kept. Esteemed Lord Nibs, why have you summoned me? Although Emlyn had rehearsed this scene in the mind dozens of times, he still couldn't completely remove the tension and apprehension in his heart. In this state, he suddenly understood a problem. From the viewpoint of the theater studies, the role he was acting as should hide his worries and fears. There's no need for any special concealment. I did well. Emlyn was suddenly, and I lost my place. Emlyn was suddenly somewhere here. Emlyn had rehearsed the scene in his mind dozens of times. He still couldn't completely remove the tension and apprehension in his heart. In this state, he suddenly understood a problem. From the viewpoint of the theater studies, a role he was acting as he should hide his worries and fears. There's no need for any special concealment. I did well. Emlyn was suddenly much calmer. A deep, aged voice sounded from the coffin, and he was covered with symbols and magic labels. To reward you. For the ancestor you risked your life to pray to the full, although you didn't receive a response. You bore an enormous risk. This is an act that needs to be rewarded. Here's an acceptance draft of 7,000 pounds. A reward for you. I didn't give it to you in a timely fashion due to the great smog of Backland, but it's never too late. At the same time, you must always be aware of yourself and not relax. If anything abnormal happens, immediately inform Cosme. Ooh. He really gave me money. Emlyn almost forgot to close his mouth. Oh yeah, he's gonna buy a new doll. You guys ready for the next chapter? Oh, he's definitely gonna have to buy a new doll. And then when he buys an ingredient, he's gonna be like, fuck, I spent all my money. Shit. He's like, shit, I spent all my fucking money on a doll. My fucking doll was 6,500. Shit. It's like, Klein, I only got 500 pounds left. Can you give me a discount? By the way, there's no one reading the webinar for RL. Having gray fog for results. Am I tweaking, or do I hear geeky a second time very faintly? Test. At least from my end, there shouldn't be any echoing. I always have my my speakers off. Like, one thing I like to do, I always have my speakers. Oh, it's the song. Oh yeah, this song has I guess if you're French, you can understand it. I'm not French, so I also hear it now. I guess since I'm not French, I don't hear the talking in the background. But in that song, there's like faint talking in the background, yeah. Maybe it was that. Wait, you guys hear me, or was it the song? Okay, I apologize. Alright, let me update this. Dang, fucking 540. Damn, we made progress today. Oh shit. Look at that. We're getting, I'm like, we made progress today. What the fuck? What chapter? No, man, we've made progress in the long run. Okay, it was a song. Yeah. Yeah, that song has like talking in the background. I completely forgot about that. I guess for people that understand that, they might find it like weird and eerie, right? There's like two voices now talking, but I don't know what they're saying. Alright, chapter 540 is called Suppression. It's good. Okay, we're good. We're beautiful. Let's go. Chapter 540 is called Suppression. Oh, my mic is kind of away. Even when Emlyn White left the Odora family underground region, he still found things surreal. He couldn't believe that he could so easily be rewarded with 7,000 pounds. The acceptance draft was light and weightless in hand, but he felt the absurdity of reality. The hangman's method was really effective. Instead of exposing me and punishing me, Norton Lives gave me a generous reward. And this was done solely to feign ignorance while encouraging me to make attempts so that he could observe in secret. Are the thoughts of the sanguine that complicated as well? Emlyn sighed, his mind fell adrift. Quickly, he stopped his thoughts from wandering and turned his attention back to the reward of 7,000 pounds. With this, I can buy the Baron's remains from the hangman and concoct it into a potion. I'll soon become a Baron. Yeah, I'll soon become a Baron, Sanguine Baron, Lord Emlyn White. Ooh, that's good. Emlyn's eyes lit up as his footsteps turned significantly brisk. Within the Sanguine, if one wasn't bestowed with a corresponding ritual by the elders, they would remain stuck at the same level they were at during birth. It was almost impossible to rely on time to advance. Really? Unless one was extremely lucky, having an ancestor of the family that was nearly at the end of their lifespan, such that they had no choice but to bestow their powers to a descendant through a ritual. Most of Emlyn Sanguine's peers would remain stuck in the concept of adulthood. Oh wow. There might not be any chance for them to obtain an aristocratical title for decades. Emlyn's father and mother have lived for many years, but they had yet to become barons up to this day. They couldn't even see any hope of becoming one. As Emlyn walked out the door, he couldn't help but glance at the nearby Cosmiodora. This elderly sanguine, who had been active in the Roselle... I forgot about that. That was revealed, right? At the end of Volume 2. He's been active in the Roselle era. Let me reread this. This elder sanguine, who had been active in the Roselle era, has only been a baron up to this day. Oh, and I am about to reach this rank as well. One day, I will become a sanguine Marquess, like Lord Nibs. Marquess. Oh, a Marquess. I will become a sanguine Marquess like Lord Nibs. No, a Duke or even a Prince. Only by... so instead of Little Son, are we going to call him Little Prince? Is that his nickname? You guys... Sorry, it's not a spoiler. Is his new nickname going to be Little Prince? Only by doing so will I be able to shoulder the responsibility of being the sanguine's messiah. I forget. He thinks he's a messiah. Yes, the Baron's remains is only about 4,000 pounds. I'll have a lot of money left. I can even buy a few more dolls and give them some new clothes. What did I say about him buying a new doll? He's going to spend all his money on new dolls, and when he buys ingredients, he's going to be like, shit, I spent everything. Emlyn unconsciously straightened his back and began to walk more and more proudly. Aw, he's all happy. In the Burke household in the City of Silver, Derek... Okay, this is going to be a sad point of view now. In the Burke household in the City of Silver, Derek lit some candles and prepared for the sacrificial ritual. The lightning frequency altered several times before he finally found an opportunity. He was very sure that the chief wasn't able to keep an eye on him at this moment because he had left the City of Silver with his little boy, Jack, who had been recovered somewhat, and a group of explorers in search for the so-called route that led them from the coast to the destroyed city. It didn't take long for Derek to set up everything and say Mr. Fool's honorific name in a reverent, low voice. He very carefully and methodically sacrificed the Spirit Eater's stomach pouch needed by Miss Magician and the beyond ingredients designated by Mr. Hangman to the ruler above the Great Fog. There were many cracks on the City of Silver's solid city walls, but they were filled to the brim with black hard soils. Strands of dense weeds grew on them, swaying in the wind like human hair. All of a sudden, all of them stood up as if they wanted to capture something, but they turned limp without any strength left in them. Early morning at the Cathedral of Waves, Olga Wilson, who had come to collect the bounty, heard an important piece of news from the diocese bishop, Chojo. Leticia Doleria of the Moses Ascent Order had disguised herself... Who? Leticia Dolera. I don't remember her. Leticia Dolera of the Moses Ascent Order had disguised herself in an archaeologist. Oh, this is the one we just met. Hold up. We literally just got her name revealed last stream. Yeah, the archaeologist. Leticia Dolera of the Moses Ascent Order had just disguised herself in an archaeologist. Oh, she disguised herself in an archaeologist. She wasn't an archaeologist. Yes. Okay, no, I remember her now. I remember. The archaeologist that took some from the ruins. You know, I remember her now. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I remember. And enter the depths of the jungle of the Samian island. It was unknown what she did that inflicted grievous injuries to the sea god Calvatua, who had been in hiding for years, pushing him to the verge of collapse. As a result, it was frantically searching for an opportunity to survive. Rumor has it that the evil spirit, which calls itself Sea God, has been discovered by two powerful cardinals of the military a long time ago. As if it was defeated by them through the use of a sealed artifact, it could only barely escape and hide. The situation has persisted for more than 100 years without any intrinsic changes. Why would it suddenly collapse and be unable to maintain its existence? Oliver frowned slightly, wondering what the difference was. A situation deliberately created by the Moses Ascent Order, but why didn't they do so in the past hundreds of years? To complement one of their other plans, between speculation and doubt, Olger suddenly became aware of an important factor. The biggest and most fundamental difference between the last 100 years now was the world had come to Bayam. Mr. Fool's Bless had come to the Roasted Archipelago. Does his appearance anywhere indicate that something big is about to happen or is brewing? Previously, it was a great smog of backland, and there was the abnormality in Bantu Harbor. Now there's a dying struggle of the sea god Kalvatua and the unknown plot of the Moses Ascent Order. So are we going from the Aurora Order, and now the bad guys this arc is the Moses Ascent Order? No, to be precise, wherever a major problem is brewing or about to happen, Mr. Fool's Bless will be there. They accept Mr. Fool's arrangements and pursue the activities of those secret organizations, the evil gods and angels. As soon as his train of thought changed, Olger, always glazing, dude. Glazing until the very end. Olger was suddenly enlightened, feeling as though he had grasped the truth. It's not that things happen wherever the world is, but that the world and the other blessed would appear when something is about to happen. What a coincidence. What good does this bring to Mr. Fool? Is it a plot to solely destroy the enemy's schemes, or does it help him lift the seal and release more power? Alger held back his doubts and decided to seize the opportunity to submit some intel from before. What a glazer. I think Alger is like the biggest glazer, so we'll agree Easy should stream more often at this time. You keep winning. I think I'm gonna try and do this on the weekend for sure, man. He clenched his right hand into a fist and pressed it against his left breast. He said with a look of hesitation, Your Excellency, while pursuing the remnant forces of the Steel, I heard a piece of intel. What is it? Chojo had originally planned to send the bishop rank captain out into the seas to search for traces of the resistance, but he was forcibly interrupted by him. For a moment, he felt irritated. Olger recalled and said, Someone mentioned Bansi Harbor in a conversation. They mentioned that an abnormality had happened there, but the descendants of the Medici family were hidden and didn't end up being discovered. Bansi Harbor abnormality. Chojo took a step forward and pressed. What else did they say? Other than mentioning that there was a fallen bishop of the church, nothing else. Your Excellency is the Medici family and the dark family of the fourth epoch. Olger asked liberally. Chojo's expression saying, That's not something you should know. I'll report it to His Eminence Kotman at once. Kotman was the Church of the Storms Cardinal, the Archbishop of the Rostitsi, a high-ranking decon of the Mandated Punishers, and the true ruler of the Beyonder World in the archipelago, John Kotman. Chojo thought for a moment before asking, who was the person who mentioned this? What does he look like? Olger was long prepared. I don't know them, and they never showed up again. Because he ran as quickly as he could, dude. I just read a word! Oh my god. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody chill the fuck out. I accidentally read a word in the next paragraph. What the fuck? Why is that being mentioned? Hold on. Calm the fuck down, guys. Hold up. I remember. Hold up. Let me go back up because I thought we were fucking talking about the Nits. It's clearly not the Nits. Hold up. Kotman. I'm gonna go back to the last page. Hold up. Kotman was the Church of Storms and Cardinal Archbishop Rosario. Okay, Chojo thought for a moment before asking, who was the person who mentioned this? What does he look like? Olger was long prepared. I don't know them, and they never showed up again. I remember that the person mentioned in Bansi Harbor in the Medici family was an ordinary-looking young man, an ordinary-looking young man with a thin face, a broad forehead, pale black eyes, black hair, and what the fuck? He wore a monocle. No fucking way, dude. Are we getting? Oh, son of a bitch! I just ruined the moment. Wait, no. Wait. What the fuck? What the fuck? All this planning for nothing. Hold up. Oh my god. My goodness. Everybody, chill the fuck up. Hold up. This is important. I'm on? Bro. Wait. Everybody, chill the fuck out. Chill out. Everybody, hold the fuck up. Are you guys starting to tell me that we are getting a moan in this volume already? What? Hold up. I gotta take out the molecule, man. Hold up. I can't read this text. Are you telling me that we are getting Mr. Molecule Amon? What? What was that, D? What is that emoji? What are you guys spamming down there? Take it off? Oh shit, what do you mean? I'm just trying to read chat, bro. I got boomer eyes. I need my glasses. What do you mean? I remember. Oh, actually, hold up. I actually can't read. Hold up. Hold up. I remember that the person mentioned in the Banshee Harbor in the Medicacy family was an ordinary looking young man with a thin face, a broad forehead, black eyes, and black hair. He wore a monocule. That's kind of crazy. Fourth wall broken. That's kind of wild, dude. He's coming back. Woo! I'm kind of scared. You guys have always said beware of monocule. I don't know why I bought that. Wrong eye? Does he wear it on his left eye? Does he wear it on his left eye? Shit, now I can't do it on my left eye. I can't read this shit from my left eye. That's wild, dude. Okay. He wore a monocule. He seemed to notice that I was eavesdropping, but he didn't show any anger. Instead, he smiled at me. Oliger had been describing Blasphemer Amon. Oh. Damn. Oliger had been describing Blasphemer Amon. He wanted the Cardinals to believe that the exposure of the secret regarding the Medici family and Banshee Harbor was a result of a struggle between the kings of angels. This is really a suitable person to use as a reason. He wouldn't appear to defend himself, and even if he did, no one would believe it, and clearly any divination regarding him would have zero results. If beyonder means are used to confirm my information sources, there will be strong signs of interference from Mr. Fool, and they won't be able to get an accurate answer. From the looks of it, this is equivalent to what Amon did. Oliger thought with consideration. Wait, I'm so dumb. Oliger's making this shit up. Wait. Oh my god. Wait. I fell for it again. Why do I always fall for whatever like the Terror Club wants to scheme? Like the whole thing with Amon and the Fool back in City Silver, I actually believed what they were trying to set up. Mods on top of it? You guys are on top of it. I don't know what happened. Yes? Okay, so Oliger is saying, oh, I saw a man with a monocule. No, he wasn't there. Ah, shit. I'm an idiot. I took out the monocule too soon. Son of a bitch. I was supposed to save it for when he was actually mentioned. Son of a bitch. Bro got bamboozled again. Fucking Oliger bamboozled me twice in this series so far. You know what's funny? I just believe whatever characters say in this series. A monocule custom emoji is a must? Yeah, we do. We should. He got fooled. We got fooled. We got fooled again. We got fooled in volume 2. We got fooled in volume 3. Will we get fooled in volume 4? Tune in next time. Son of a bitch. Oliger have been describing Blasphemer phone. Yeah. A phone? A moan. Damn. This is a really suitable person to use as a reason. Damn. Oliger thought with considerable relief. Children not lightly. Find the people and traces of the whereabouts of the resistance. Yes, Your Excellency. Now I'm all sad. I'm sad because I got fooled. I thought it was actually him. Damn. Yes, Your Excellency. Answer with a look of pity, and struck his right fist on his left breast. Dark clouds covered the sky, and the remains fell down into torrents, creating white fog in the process. In the port of Bam, the blue water rose slowly but firmly, and the freighters and liners rocked like leaves fluttering in midair. The rain continued to fall, and the sea level gradually approached the dike. The city was flooded with water in many places, and the environment was greatly suppressed. One by one, the fanatical and numb locals and the Taraba shirts and tattered jackets came to the edge of the cliff of the dike before jumping into the sea. Their flesh and skin rapidly lost moisture and they fell dry, and they were already desiccated corpses by the time they fell into the sea. A group of people were riding as they hugged a Navy sailor who was walking out of base. They angrily bit him to death with their teeth, reducing him to a mangled, bloody mess, and caused chaos on the streets. Whoosh, boom, the dike collapsed and the rising seawater poured into Bayham City. When Klein jolted awake, his mind was filled with a scene from his dream. For a seer, this was a very clear revelation. sea god Calvatua has failed to find a way to survive and has completely given up, resulting in it going completely mad and wanted to create a storm, stir up a tsunami, and drown the roasted archipelago so that countless can join it in death. At the same time, its devotees are starting to do extreme acts. I've already informed the Church of Storms they'll likely be able to stop it. No, even if I didn't inform them, they'll definitely be able to sense a problem with it. With the what? With the appearance of such a situation. They would then make the necessary response. Klein rolled to his feet, wore his clothes, and walked out of the bedroom. He saw blazing Dinit standing by the window looking out. He saw the clouds hanging low as rain poured down. As though it was endless, a sign has appeared. Klein walked over to Dinit, who was also looking out at the repressive weather. He could faintly hear the abnormal sound of the tides. In the midst of silence, the sounds of explosive thunder suddenly rang out in his ear. The leaden, colored clouds quickly split apart, and the falling rain lost its source. In the direction of the docks, everything returned to normal. The morning sun shone down from the high up in sky, bathing Bayam in holy light. Dinitz hissed and said to himself, John Coatman changed the weather. John Coatman, the Church of Storms, cardinal, and the high-ranking deckhand of the Mandated Punishers. Isn't that what Ace Snake did at Backland, right? Like, he just, like, brought in a crazy giant wind, and it just, like, blew away the great smog. He suppressed Calvatua's powers. Klein retracted his gaze while in thought. Dinitz heaved a sigh of relief. I was rather worried just now, afraid of the sea god who was on the brink of breakdown would create a disaster, but there's John Cutman. Seeing that German Sparrow was silent, he continued adding, at sea, even the king of 5 seas and queen mystics won't be his equal? Does that imply he's stronger or weaker? Hold up. Seeing that German Sprout was silent, he continued adding, at sea, even the king of 5 seas. They're talking about Nast, right? The king of 5 seas and Queen Mystic won't be his equal. Captain... He's a high sequence behind her? Wait, are we taking on a high sequence beyond her in this volume? Shut the fuck up. Captain said he's... Oh my god. Captain said he's a sequence 3 demigod. The potion name is Sea King. Yeah. Oh, dude, I got the biggest smile. Dude, this is such a goated volume. This dude, I'm getting hyped up. Dude, this dude is stronger than Nast. So Nast would probably be sequence 4. Really? I thought somebody from like Roselle's time, or like the son of the son of an acquaintance of Roselle. I thought he'd be stronger. Wait, no. Isn't that imply that it was him? No, it was the son. It's Sea King. Dude, that is so hype. It's gonna be such, oh my god. This is gonna be such a good volume. I really hope, like, towards the end of the volume, Klein has like his own crew, right? It's called like the Fool's Blessed or whatever. He's like out at sea, you know, they're like going to Raftel like in One Piece. And then they go up against like the Sea King. Oh my god, it's gonna be so hype. Motherfuckers are like throwing cannons to each other's ships. And then you're gonna see like the Navy vessel, right? It's gonna come in and they're gonna be like, oh shit, it's a Navy vessel. It's a steel ship, get the fuck out of the way. But then you're gonna see the Sea King. He's gonna start summoning all these crazy Loch Ness monsters or whatever. I don't know, maybe. Wait, hold up. A Sea King. If he's a Sea King, he's gonna be Aquaman, bro. I'm calling it right now. This fucking Sea King, he's gonna be Aquaman. He's gonna pull out some crazy ass Cthulhu-like Loch Ness monster, because he's the king of the sea, right? So he's gonna be able to rule over all the creatures down in the depths. Oh, it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so hype. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting so hyped up, theorizing something that may or may not even happen. Let's just read the next chapter, dude. Let's just go fucking straight in the next chapter. Okay. Time stats. Hold up. Before I fucking forget, dude. I'm getting way too excited. This is such a fucking great volume. Spell Singer of God. That's Ace Snake, right? Spell Singer of God, Ace Snake. Yeah, I remember him. At sea, it was specified. Yeah, at sea. Not necessarily stronger sequence. Reading comprehension of a gold. I don't even know what I missed. What did I miss, Zaref? Reading comprehension. Wait, what did I miss? Well, I do have bad short term. Since the government needs stronger than pirates, right? Do we know what sequence John Cotman is? I don't. It's a path oriented on the sea combat. It doesn't necessarily imply that NAS is for. That's true. Like, we know Roselle, at high sequence, he didn't necessarily have a lot of combat strengths, right? Yeah, no, and I know it's, never mind, you guys are right. It has been brought up since Volume 1 that not necessarily your number implies that you're stronger, right? Like, you're gonna be strong in other parts, but then you won't excel in other parts. Yeah, he is way stronger at sea. Yeah. Aquaman is so lame. Hey, you know, people say he's lame, but he can also be really badass, right? Like, if you try to face Aquaman at sea, fuck, man, which pathway is the most interesting for you to know? Shepherd. Hands down, Shepherd, bro. Also deaf. And I don't know. And then, like, the third one would be, like, whatever Seer ends up being. I'm over here, like, as of right now, I'm thinking Seer is going to be Amon's pathway. Because we know Seer isn't necessarily primarily based on fate. It's only a part of fate. What's another thing that's part of fate? I feel like time, right? Like, with time, you, like, it is, something is fated to come through time, right? The Beast Tamer pathway, yeah, the Beast Tamer pathway is the best one. We're gonna be taming all the Orthodox gods. Nah, that's definitely not happening. But that would have been wild. But let's keep reading. 541. True Creator. I know that's gonna be a good one. Whatever ends up happening with the True Creator, I guess Shepherd. Yeah. And, like, as of right now, Shepherd is goated. It is, man. It's so fucking good. It's so good. And now that, like, Klein has, like, an item that just basically mimics fucking Shepherd, go to Persona. Go to Pathway, go to Persona. That's why Amon did not use Divination. I don't know why he didn't use Divination. Hold out. Wait, I don't know that I'm trying to hint something. Demoness is the pathway. Yeah, hold out. Wait, I don't know what you're trying to hint. I don't know what you're trying to hint at, but no, that's right. I'm gonna try to not think about that too much. Don't worry, it wasn't necessarily a spoiler, but no, you're good. You know, you should pray to the True Creator. Never will I ever. Never will I ever pray to the True Creator. You know how many bad things has happened because of that, man? All our homies hate him, dude. Chapter 541. Hold up. So I know someone doesn't hate him, but there's at least one person that doesn't hate him. But he loves his followers, but we don't love him. Chapter 541 is called Visitor. Sea King, I think my timestamp? Yes. Sea King, upon hearing the name John Cutman sequence, the first inclined thought of was the complete honorific name of the Lord of Storms. The King of the Skies, the Emperor of the Seas, the Lord of Calamity, the God of Storms. Sequence 3 is Sea King. Sequence 0 contains the elements of Sea Emperor, so it does match well. I wonder what Sequence 0, the Storm pathway, is called. What? The God of Storms. I wonder what the Sequence 0 of Storm pathway is called. Storm? Calamity? Weather? I don't know. Yeah, what would Sequence 0 be called? I wonder what Sequence 0 of the Storm pathway is called. Klein looked out the window again and saw, like, a warlock, right? Storm, lightning, maybe? Klein looked out the window again and saw that although Aquaman? No, not Aquaman. Although the weather was still gloomy, the morning sun was up, the sound of the tide had retreated, and the rain had stopped. He pulled back his thoughts and analyzed the situation from the information the Nits had revealed. Whew! Almost stuttering my words. Sequence 0 Aquaman? Actually, Poseidon. Sequence 0 Poseidon. We're going to lock that in. Sequence 0 is definitely called Poseidon. We're locking that in. Let me find my place. I wonder what the Nits had revealed. The potion name is Sea King, which means that the corresponding Sequence 3 demigod saints have to act as a Sea King, and all acting has one premise, which is that one possesses all the powers needed. Oh! Sequence 3 would... Well, it's based off the title, right? The King of Skies, the Emperor of the Seas, the Lord of Calamity. So Sequence 2 would be like the King of Skies, right? And then Sequence 1 would be like King of the World or whatever, right? That, because you have to have like domain over each entity or each body of mass or whatever, right? Maybe, I don't know where I'm getting at with that. Let's keep reading. Sequence 0 Waterboy, easy cooking. You know what? It's a good movie, Waterboy. He bowled back his thoughts and analyzed the situation from the information. Yeah, I feel like Sequence 2 has to be something with, like, Ruler of the Land, right? Or like ruler of the sky, and then sequence 2 would be ruler of the sky, and then sequence 1 would be like ruler of the land, right? So then once you have claim over the sea, land, and sky, then you have sequence 0. What was it? What did it hint at earlier? Calamity? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Definitely not that one. Loki. Oh shit. The potion name is Sea King, which means that the corresponding 6 and 3 demigod saints has to act as a Sea King. And all acting has one premise, which is that one possesses all the powers needed. As a Sea King, he would definitely be a powerful ruler of the seas that he controlled, even if there's a distance limitation. He wouldn't be able to walk freely on the seabed, cause tsunamis as he wishes, raise the sea level, and control marine life. Did I not just see he'd be like Aquaman? And control marine life. Fighting in their home ground, they're absolutely capable of suppressing all demigods of the same level. The King of Five Seas and Queen Mystic are roughly at that level as well. It's just that there are differences in strength because of the different degrees of digestion and the grasp of the powers. Oh. But no, and then he has like domain over like their territory, of like over where they fight. Okay, so I guess that does make him stronger. But no matter what, as long as they're at sea, Sea Kings are nearly unbeatable. Yeah, like you can't fight on their home turf. With the abilities displayed by Sea King, coupled with the oceanic environment, if one hadn't seen the eternal blazing sun, true creator, and other true gods, it's not incomprehensible that people would worship him, believe in him, and pray to him. That's kind of crazy. Many of the deities with primitive worship might be at this level. I butchered that whole thing. By the way, I do thank you guys. There's like 40 of you guys here. They might not even be angels. Yes, do not look directly at God. Refer to a true deity. Previously, sea god Kalvatua didn't give me such a feeling, nor did Amon's avatar. Of course, I can't be sure if the actual body of the King of Angels has some kind of attribute that also doesn't allow one to look directly at them. One is a sea god who's on the verge of collapse, and at most a sequence 3, while the others is a Sea King who is in good condition and is able to use a sealed artifacts at any time. The outcome is obvious. John Cotman would definitely be able to suppress Kalvatua's madness to prevent the sea from drowning Bayham. He would prevent the entire Blue Mountain Island and its many cities from turning into lost sea ruin. I'm gonna say this. Just like Lanavus, I think John Cotman, or I mispronounced his name, Cotman, I think he's the perfect vessel for this sea god, right? Kalvatua. I think he is the perfect vessel for Kalvatua. What was it? And then you know how like what was it that True Creator gave Lanavus? His sigil or like his thing? I did not understand that reference, by the way, Loki. No. I didn't understand that reference. John Cutman would definitely be able to suppress Kalvatua's madness to prevent the sea from drowning Bam. He would prevent the entire Blue Mountain Island and its many cities from turning into the lost sea ruins. Just wait a few more days, Kalvatua's madness will completely dissipate, which will end up resolving the matter. This is the simplest and most effective way to deal with the situation, and it wouldn't bring about any panic at all. Most people here wouldn't even detect anything amiss. However, there are also some problems. Firstly, there shouldn't be any other accidents. It's a mystery what the archaeologist Leticia did in Cimmerian Island. She had single-handedly orchestrated the death of the sea god, perhaps the forces backing her. Either the Moses Ascent Order or the Element Dawn might take the opportunity to seek something. This is the greatest dormant danger. Yes, there should be also a high sequence beyond in the Governor General offices and the military. This is the colony base of the kingdom had in the Central Sonia Sea. Things won't turn out to be too bad. Then there are the fanatical believers who will most likely become sacrifices as the Kalvatua becomes madder and closer to its death. What? They are like stalks during the harvest falling down in bunches. However, for the Church of Storms, this isn't too bad of a development. The most pious of the heretics would die with their deity, which would save them trouble of screaming and handling them. If they aren't too pious, they wouldn't be affected too much, and it's possible to reform them. The only drawback is the Rorstead Archipelago will be lacking in manpower for a long period of time. Although such a problem is troublesome, as long as they grit their teeth, things can be resolved. Thus, the Church of Storms Sea King's John Cotman is more likely to sit back and do nothing. Phew. I wonder how many people would die in the native enclaves and slums because of this. Klein's thoughts were suddenly interrupted by a uniform set of footsteps and a roar high in the speed. Instinctively, he looked up and saw Archips.
and saw airships painted in dark blue with several cannon muzzles and machine guns sticking out, flying past him as they headed in different directions. Okay. On the main street, soldiers in the red coats, white pants, and black leather boots were lined up in neat rows. They were carrying rifles and dragging cannons I can't read this word. Contingents of them moved past. The tense and solemn atmosphere suddenly spread. This is a colony. Klein inexplicably felt mixed feelings as he sighed to himself. I wonder how long it will take for the church to get rid of the sea serpent and find the place where it's hidden. The place is definitely a treasure trove for countless... One sec. Someone's gonna head out. Bye-bye. Off to sleep, listening to COI. Oh, for sure, Loki. Thank you for using the emote. Thank you, dude. Bye. Take care, bro. Thank you for tuning in for a little bit. Yeah, I know. Since we're streaming at a different time, I know it's a little bit easier for other people right now. You know what's funny? I'm gonna take out my giant G Fuel sign. And I'm gonna just paste it right there. That way we have like other... You know what? I need to fill up my closet with other shit. That way we have more stuff right here. But I think I'm gonna put my giant G Fuel sign right there for now. Find my place. The Nits, whose main job was a treasure hunter, suddenly spoke, appearing both expectant and full of regret. His attitude had changed extremely quickly. He had also reduced the sea god to a sea serpent, using it as a pronoun. The church wouldn't do anything other than keeping the matter suppressed. Thus, he Calvatua, like, there's a German is crazy, dude. The church wouldn't do anything other than keeping the matter suppressed. They'll see Calvatua perish from just waiting a few days. Of course, members of the Church of Storms might not have that kind of patience, especially when I've heard that John Cutman's main job is being a high-ranking decon of the mandated punishers. It's just that with the Archbishop isolated overseas, he also works part-time as a cardinal to unify his authority. Perhaps his style of doing things is more like that of a mandated punisher. The place where Calvatua is hiding, the ruin is almost integrated into the spirit world. Finding it wouldn't be so easy, otherwise it wouldn't have led to such an object existing until today. At this thought, Klein suddenly had an idea. Finding the ruin where Calvatua is hiding would be very difficult to find the real world, since it has already perished. It is not something that can be found in years or so, unless more accurate information is obtained. But if the search was done from the spirit world would make it even harder to pinpoint its location, but it doesn't completely lack options. Snake of Mercury, Will Ossipton, had once done so with the help of his fooled crane. I still have no idea how to do that exactly, but that's not important. I can ask Mr. Zick's deaf domain controls part of the authority of the spirit world. Really? Deaf? Yeah, that makes sense. I can ask Mr. Zick. Deaf's domain controls part of the authority of the spirit world. The underworld, or should I say hell, was created by Phoenix ancestor Gregorins in the spirit world. I'm sorry, this is new lore. We know Phoenix ancestor Gregorins, the ancient god, was deaf. Like, before deaf, he was deaf. But this is new lore. He created hell? No, it's not. I thought this was new lore. Because it did reveal that Gregorins was deaf in prior life. Really? Shit, did I not add it in my notes? Oh, wait, hold up. I'm not necessarily done with Volume 2 yet. I'm like 30 chapters away, so maybe it gets revealed after. I don't remember adding that. We always knew Underworld was made inside the spirit world. What? He created the he created the underworld in the spirit. Okay, so when you... Whew, damn, it's like Inception, bro. It's like a dream within a dream. Okay, he created the underworld within the spirit world. Got it. Why do I do not have that written down? I'll double check right now. A thought flashed through Klein's mind. He took out the ancient and exquisite copper whistle, put it in his mouth, and blew into it. He believed that even if he returned to the bedroom or entered the washroom, the messenger's massive body would be discovered by Denitz, who similarly had a non-trivial spiritual perception, so he didn't avoid him. Denitz was imagining the treasure of the sea god Calvatua when he suddenly felt a chill at his neck. Oh, the messenger? He felt something inwardly, and he quickly activated his spirit vision before looking to the side. There he saw white bones spewing out from the floor and flying upwards, forming a giant skeleton with an illusionary head that pierced through the ceiling. The skeleton slightly lowered its head. Its two pitch black flames at the eyes were visible even through the ceiling. The oppressive feeling brought its massive body made the Nits jump to the side. His body was half bent, and he conjured a scarlet flame in the palm of his right hand. What kind of monster is this? The Nix looked at Grim and Spur in surprise, only to see him holding a copper whistle and lifting his head as he looked at the skeletal monster. Klein looked up at the huge messenger as his huge messenger looked down at him. Both parties seemed frozen in place. Tisk, I was too anxious. I summoned the messenger before I even wrote the letter. Should I make it stay here or let it return first and let it come back later? I'm German Sparrow now. Yes, German Sparrow. Klein didn't say anything. He inwardly withdrew his gaze, took his time to find a pen and paper, and he began to write the letter. He gave a general description of the matter regarding sea god Calvatua, but he concealed the fact that he had nearly been possessed and how he had to borrow the gray fog to dissipate the curse. He mixed in information about Calvatua's ruins, where it hid, when describing the dream. I scrolled down too much. Describing the dream he just had. COI is a lullaby. Perhaps a solution can be produced using the Sparrow World, but I lack the corresponding knowledge and hope to receive your guidance. Klein folded the paper and turned to the sea messengers, had clenched at some point in time. I read that wrong. He pretended not to notice anything and threw the letter up. The messenger paused for a second, then it opened its hand and caught the letter. Its body suddenly disintegrated and its bones crumbled down, drilling into the floor. What? What was that? The Nits finally uttered a sound. Klein glanced at him and replied calmly, Messenger. Messenger. The Nits was stunned for a moment before understanding what he meant. Such a huge and terrifying monster is actually a messenger used for delivering letters. Indeed, there's a powerful secret organization behind Gerben Sparrow. If I had such a messenger, everyone on the ship would envy me. It would be really, really cool. The Nits thought of how he would brag and flaunt his messenger when he returned to the ship. Yeah, I feel like he'd do that. Putting away a Zig's copper whistle, Klein got a chair and sat down, prepared to eat breakfast in a while. After a while, he heard knocking at the door. The Nits warily went over, and with the help of the people, he noticed that the person at the door was a middle-aged man with a boat-shaped hat. Elend, how did you find this place? The Nits asked as he opened the door. The visitor was a captain of the White Gate, just Elend. With wrinkles at the corners of his eyes, Elend looked in the room and chuckled. When you were checking into this hotel, you used Gerben Sparrow's name for the registration. It's easy with a look. That's because this identity is quite proper and innocent. Besides, in the eyes of the Church of Storms, I belong to the military. Klein slowly stood up and said to Elend, what happened? Wait, hold up. I'm so dumb. We're with Elend. The visitor was the captain of... Yeah, it's Elend. Elend, how did you find this place? The Nits... I just realized that it's Elend. The Nits asked as he opened the door. The visitor was the captain of the White Gate, just Elend. With wrinkles at the corners of his eyes, Elend looked into the room and chuckled. When you were... Oh, wait, no. I was thinking of Edwards. It's not Edwards. It's Elend. Yeah, you're... My bad. Hold up. When you were checking into this hotel, you used Gerben Sparrow name for the registration. It's easy with a look. That's because this identity is quite proper and innocent. Besides, in the eyes of the Church of Storms, I belong to the military. Klein slowly stood up and said, Elend, what happened? Elend pointed out outside and said, Bayham met with an accident, but it's not a big problem. For now, the military has joined forces with Church of Storms and they're currently conducting a search and arrest operations through the city. They're searching for a few powerful beyonders who are archaeologists in name. In order to find the target as soon as possible, the military had used all their resources, but it's still not enough for such a large city. They believe that although you're of unknown origins, you're very friendly to us. They hope you can help with the search and prevent any accidents from happening. The corresponding remuneration will be available for you after the matter. This is all thanks to you for exaggerating my degree of friendliness. That is to say, after the Church of God and the Church of Steam and Machinery, I can once again receive money from the military from a third organization. Look at that. For a moment, Klein felt mixed feelings. Seeing that he didn't answer immediately, Elend added, although there won't be any major problems, the earlier we find the target, the earlier we can control the corresponding disaster. And perhaps that might save a few more people. Klein fell silent for a moment before gently nodding. Okay. Oh, we're gonna fight some archaeologists. Oh, it's about to go down, huh? Definitely. Yeah, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go fucking down. Timestamp. 48:20. More remunerations. Oh, he's gonna get a lot of money. I feel like at some point he's gonna start getting like... He's gonna start receiving benefits from like every like official church, right? Or every official Orthodox. One sec, let me check my phone. It is time? Oh, it's time. It's about to go down. It's time for a bathroom break? No, I'm lying. I'm good. After this chapter, we are going to take a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Just do my timestamp up here. What's your thoughts on the power of a sequence C? It's kind of wild, bro. This, like, he kind of reminds me of Whitebeard with the Quake fruit, but, like, when Whitebeard, he can, like, shatter, like, the air itself, right? And then he can, like, cause tsunamis. And Whitebeard was like one of the strongest pirates, bro, in all of One Piece. So it kind of reminds me of that. How like this motherfucker now he has like he can cause, but like I feel like he's even stronger. He can cause tsunamis. He can raise sea levels. He can control like all like freaking sea life. It sounds broken. Like I feel like if you were to find him on land, like on the continent, like if you were to find him in Tengen, yes, he would be at a disadvantage. But like out at sea, bro, is like I don't think you can even touch him. I think right now he's set up to be, I think, the strongest Beyonder. At least when it comes to his playing field. Imagine finding someone that can create tsunamis on sea. That's why he's an advantage. Yeah, dude, it's like there's like no shot you can win this dude unless you like trick him or manipulate him to go backland. Like I feel like the only way we'd be able to take this guy out is if like Audrey like implants a psychological cue on him to go to Tengen. And then right there, everybody jumps him. I feel like that's the only way you can go out. Like the only way you are able to take out this dude if you implant a psychological cue on him to leave sea, go to mainland, where he's at a complete disadvantage, and then bam, just we wrap it up. That's the only way. But out at sea, this guy's like unstoppable. I literally don't see how we can beat this guy at sea. But if we do fight him, that's gonna be fucking sick. Next chapter though. Klein is not taking this guy out. He's definitely not taking him out. I'm telling you, the only way we take him out is if Andre implants like a psychological cue on him, brings him to mainland, and then we jump him. There's always bigger fish. And that's the only way to get this big fish is if we lure him out with like a psychological cue, right? That's the only way. Otherwise, we cannot beat him on land. I mean, otherwise we can't beat him out at sea. On a demigod, yeah. Right now, this is the strongest demigod, right? Well, like we know Amon is a high sequence Beyonder. We don't know necessarily his abilities. Oh, okay, when she's a higher sequence. When Audrey is like a high sequence, then maybe she can implant a psychological cue on him through the use of a sealed artifact that enhances it. But I don't know. That's like the only way, right? But like, she is in no way, shape, or form gonna be able to put like a psychological cue on her this early on. No. It's not Klein's style to face him head on. Yes, and he'd have to be prepared. I feel like this would be a way for him to be prepared. You get somebody from the Terror Club, plant a psychological cue. Once they're high sequence, then we take him out. But yeah, right now, I don't know. Like we know Amon's a high sequence Beyonder. Like we know there are stronger fish out at sea, but this is a pretty strong fish that has been hyped up. And I think he's the strongest demigod we've seen so far. But why? I don't know why. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just me speculating. I really don't see Klein needing to fight this guy. Unless they have different ideologies when it comes to at some point in Volume 3. I don't know. But I think we're good right now. I think we can be friends with this guy. The chapter 542 is called Bayam Under Curfew. Seeing German Sparrow put on his coat and hat and pick up his cane, Dennis recalled that he had apparently been forgotten. He coughed once, and under the gaze of the two pairs of eyes, he said, "Do I need to follow? It's best not to. Who knows what will happen." Before this, we had only stopped at Bansi Harbor, but we ended up encountering a rather strange situation. Last night, I brought German Sparrow to visit the Resistance liaison, and I read that wrong. I lost my place. How did I lose my place? Like a minute into the chapter. Liaison, or I can't. Oh yeah, I found it. Visit the Resistance and end up being involved with the Sea God's curse. Today, if I were to follow this madman to search for Leticia and the other archaeologists, then who knows what would happen. The Nits looked down and glanced. The Nits looked down and glanced down at the left arm, which was still tied with a split. In a matter of days, he felt that he had encountered more events than he had in months or even half a year. You could, very coincidental. You can stay here, but someone will be here for the sweep later. Ellen laughed. Someone will sweep this area, and then the great pirate blazing would be caught and turned into golden pounds. The Nits frowned and laughed dryly. Aside from the war, there are many opportunities to earn money for the military. I'm very willing to give it a try. The only problem is that you'll have to wait a few minutes. All done in disguise, Mr. Captain. I don't want to put you on the spot to cause unnecessary misunderstandings. If I don't disguise myself for a great pirate like myself to engage in operations with the military and the church, it will only result in being captured immediately. Denitz imagined himself being pressed down, having a knee crushing his back, struggling like a catfish. After thinking for a few seconds, Ellen took out the iron black mask from his inside pocket and tossed it over. Just put it on, I will explain the rest. Yet there's no need to waste time on useless disguises, Klein evaluated inwardly. Without a word, he turned the hand and walked out of the room. Ellen followed close behind, and Denitz hurried to catch up with him as he grabbed his coat and put on the iron mask. When they reached the street where there were a lot of flooding but no pedestrians on the street, Klein pressed down on his hat and asked, "How do we start?" Ellen left in regions. My Beyonder job has some special characteristics. As long as I see the person in the flesh in a photo or a sketch, then I'll be able to firmly remember the target's appearance and obtain the additional senses of an extraordinary level. Yes, I can also detect abnormalities and grab indistinct traces. When put together, it allows me to investigate sweeps in a rather effective manner. Sequence 8 Sheriff of the Arbor... Oh, he's Sequence 8! That's cool! Sequence 8 Sheriff of the Arbor Pathway. Klein nodded thoughtfully and asked as they walked, "Do you have their belongings?" The poster Denitz had posted last night had a portrait of Leticia attached to it. Klein had used ritualistic magic to pray to himself to produce it. No, Ellen shook his head. We have yet to learn of the previous whereabouts. The only thing that we can confirm is that I didn't return to the Semin Island until around 3 p.m. yesterday, and after 2 p.m., no passenger ships left the docks, and due to the weather this morning, only entries permitted. In other words, Leticia and company haven't left by boat yet. Klein understood what Ellen meant. The Nits suddenly let out a sneer. That doesn't mean anything. Maybe they left Bam yesterday afternoon and went to the other cities on the island. Blue Mountain Island was the largest island in Roasted Archipelago. It was very large in size and had dense forests and rich mineral resources. Therefore, there were many cities on this island, and they were also built around fertile land with astonishing mineral resources. Astonishing mineral resource reserves. For this wealth, the Lowen Kingdom first bribed the indigenous prince, then forced them to use force and finally used the governor's general office in a more efficient manner. It opened wide roads leading to cities and completed several important railways. This was in the form of establishing a corresponding railway company to sell shares and raise funds of the Backland Stock Exchange. Of course, these large projects were accompanied by the deaths of many local people, sinister construction, workplaces, excessive work, almost slave-like treatment, and a fairly modest salary which allowed bodies to be buried one after another under the road bed and railroad ties. Hold up. Give me 1 sec. I hear like running water. Hey, come here. Come here. Hey, you like your toy or what? Huh? You like your new toy? Hey, look, Ellie, good morning. She fucking loves this new toy. Look at this. You like it, huh? Like, you don't even let go. Hi. Hey. Okay, here. You can play with it here. Oh my gosh, she loves that toy. Woo! I think we might read 5 chapters, end stream, and come back, by the way. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think we're good. I think we can go a little bit longer, though. I'm going to make a call after this chapter. After this chapter, I'm going to do a quick timeout. I need to do a quick phone call, and then we'll be back for more. It should be quick. Let me find my place. Alright, I think I'm right here. I think I found my place. I lied. Wait. It's very simple. If they lead by land, there's stuff to worry about. It's very simple. Dear sea cause when urges shake their nouns falling on the street. Alright, let's read from right here. Without explaining anything, Ellen took out a notice and handed it to Grim Sparrow. The main target is this woman. I drew this woman. Klein glanced at it before tossing it to the knits. At this moment, they heard an intense sound of fighting coming from the side room. She has been found. The knits asked the question Klein wanted to ask. Probably not. Ellen shook his head. According to the orders, the first thing is to do when discovering the target is to release the red fireworks. Once it appears, everyone close in on that location. Right, Ellie? If one encounters other wanted criminals who they cannot handle alone, they are to release the orange fireworks. Surrounding teams would rush over to reinforce them. Right, Ellie? If they're ordinary party criminals, we are to handle them ourselves. Let's wait, Ellie. Perhaps it's because of the fireworks couldn't be released in time. Maybe that's why, Ellie. Oh, you want to play? Come here. Come here. Hey. Let me finish streaming, okay? Go. You can go out. Holy shit, she goes. Ellie, the spouse singer of Easy Geeky. Dude, I fucking love that dog. I love her. Found my place. Let's wait, perhaps. Fireworks could be released in time. Found my place. While he was talking, the glass of the third story of the house facing the street shattered with a crack. A bear-like, brawny man jumped down. His speed was extremely fast, and he ran into the distance like a cheetah. Oh, it's one of the other guys. It was one of the three dudes, right? At this moment, an enormous shadow enveloped him, and gathering sounds came from the sky above. The brawny man's body was almost torn apart by the machine guns. Come on. Are we going into a fight already? Hold up, hold up. Guys? Should I play, like, premature battle music? 2 chapters, 90 minutes. I know, right? I know, I apologize. Let's do this. I found my place. At some point in time, the Archbishop had floated over, but it didn't stop and had turned towards another direction. Gold Tat? I can't even pronounce his name. The Nets recognized the victim. Seeing German Sparrow turn his head over, he forced a smile and said, "This is the leader of a pirate crew. He's from Facek with about 950 pounds. This is good. Oh, if we can play battle music, you know what we're playing, guys. Come on. Oh, yeah, we're playing battle music. We're playing this bad boy in the background for at least a little bit. Goldat. Ooh, that's really loud for me. Seeing Gurn Sparrow turn his head over, he forced his smile and said, "This is the leader of a pirate crew. He's from Facek with about 950 pounds. Basic, so they really are savages. He actually ran on a curfewed street, completely unaware to be on guard of attacks from above. That's right, some of the pirates spent the entire night in a drunken stupor. They have no idea that even airships have been dispatched. If they had planned his escape route, then he might have been able to dodge the machine gun fire. Klein looked away and watched the monster in the dark blue paint fly over the roof. Wow. When Danitz saw the pirate's outcome, he was grateful that he had followed Gurman out. Seeing that alert over here had been lifted, Ellen didn't linger any longer and had led Klein and Danitz to the area that he was in charge of. After walking quickly for 5 or 6 minutes, they saw a barricade at the intersection in front of them. Guns were mounted and cannons were set up. Low-end soldiers in red uniforms stood guard over the area in silence. On the other side of the barricade, 20 to 30 corpses lay scattered on the ground, forming a vanguard formation. Really? Okay, so there's a lot of people out here. Their clothes were tattered and their faces gaunt, clearly indicating that there were natives. A little further away, several young native children were hidden in the corner. They were quietly looking at them in fear, and their eyes were dark and their faces were dirty. Klein and company fell silent for a few seconds before circling around the area. Backlund Sherwood Borrow. Force lifted the ceramic cup from the table and now Force closed. Oh, wait, she's a trick master! I'm a trick master now. Force her eyes in delight. She didn't waste any time after receiving the Spirit Eater stomach pouch, immediately concocting the potion and completely the advancement. She obtained quite a number of spells with lower potency. The stream crash. Are we good? Are we back? Are we back? Oh wait, are we back or no? I think we're back, right? We're back? Okay, now we're good. Okay. Whew. Sorry. I apologize for that, guys. I think I found my place right here after that slight lag. Among them, Forest favorites were Fog, Wind, Flash, Wait, she obtained quite a number of spells with lower potency. Among them, Forest's favorite were Fog, a very coincidental ability. So she got Fog, Wind, Flash, Freezing, Electric Shock, and Tumble, which made people slip. That's a lot. How did we go back to 539? Did we just not update this shit this entire time? How did that happen? That's so weird. So she has a lot of new abilities. Oh shit, okay. Only at this point did she feel that she was a complete beyonder. She was no longer someone who could only pass through the walls or rely solely on ritualistic magic. At almost noon, Ellen, with the help of Klein and the Nits, had completed most of the investigation. Let's eat some bread and drink some water before continuing. He took out his boat-shaped hat and spoke with parched lips. Klein was about to nod when he saw an orange firework. Bro, really? I don't know how we did that. I don't know how we went back in chapters. I don't know how I did that. Klein was about to nod when he saw an orange firework fly into the air not far away. Without hesitation, Ellen put on his hat and ran in that direction. I'll go and support them. Ooh, whoa, okay. Hold up. Let's loop this bad boy. We gotta loop the song. I'll go and support them. Orange means others wanted criminals that cannot be dealt with. Who could it be? The Ned said to himself with interest. He switched to a gait of raising his legs at high speed as he proceeded forward, hoping that the battle would be over before he arrived. Then he saw Gervin Sparrow follow behind just Ellen, leaving him alone by himself. Glancing at the dark blue monster flying in his direction, the Litz let out a hollow laugh and quickened his pace. 2 minutes later, they arrived at their destination, saw a house with a lawn facing the street. 3 or 4 military personnel were lying on the ground. Their faces were pale, and their bodies were trembling as if they had been thrown into the frozen lake. The more Klein walked in that direction, the colder it felt, as if he had arrived in the polar regions. Soon he discovered that the ditches outside the house were filled with thick snow. Just then a burst of female laughter came from inside the house at varying pitches, alternating between craziness and strangeness. Ha ha ha, ya ha ha, ha 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 ha, ya ha 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 ha. That's pretty crazy. We were stuck in our own time loop again. The Nits couldn't help but stop and touch his neck, which was covered in goosebumps with his right hand. With a clang sound, the window opened and charred body flew out. It landed on the ground as if it were caught in an inferno. With just a glance, Klein was able to recognize that his spiritual intuition that this was one of the 3 male adventurers who had followed Leticia. Oh, this is good, dude. Oh, this is nice. All right, let's go to the next chapter, dude. Let's fucking go next chapter. Let me do my timestamp. I do need to do a quick. We can do one more chapter. No. Let me do a quick. I need to call Mrs. Zigiki right now before I forget, because she's gonna get mad at me. I'm sorry. Yeah, she's gonna get mad at me if I don't call her right now. Bear with me, guys. Hold up. Let me be on the phone for like 2 minutes. I've watched season 1. I've watched season 1 of Wreck-It Ragnarok, and I really liked it. I didn't go back to season 2 though, because I didn't realize when it was coming out. But when it came out, I saw it was. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna mute myself. I'll be right back. Nah, I'm joking. I'm muted. I know. I'm joking. I'm muted. I caught that right away. All right. Timestamp. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3. That's a good chapter right there. Let's go. You guys ready? Are you guys excited? 1, 2, 3. An hour and a half, 2 chapters. Truly, the sequence Zero Solder. Yeah, I know. Even though I stream early. Well, hold up. When I started stream, I was eating on stream, so that didn't help. And then this phone call. I might just read 5 chapters. So I might just read 5 chapters, and then I'm gonna come back at the usual stream time. Maybe. It's probably what I'm gonna do. Maybe. Because in the next hour or two, I have to take Miss Easy Geeky somewhere. So I might just read 1 chapter right now so we can get ready. Damn, man. I should have started like an hour before I started streaming. Damn. Fuck. All right. Let's do 1 more chapter though for now. And let's see how we are on time. Taking the missus somewhere? Yeah, we gotta take the missus somewhere. At this point, I might just create a Badoon pathway for you. You know, it'd be fucking funny. Cloudman, if you do make one, we're adding that bitch in our notes. I will miss the usual time stream. Need to prepare for a trip. Oh, dude. Yo, congrats on your trip, bro. I wonder if that'll be a spoiler. No, it won't be a spoiler. Nah, it's like, it's cool, dude. You should plan a trip, man. Ever since I came back from Japan, I want to go right away. I think what I might do, not this year, but I think next year, like around the holidays, when tickets go cheaper for plane tickets, I might buy another plane ticket to Japan. Damn, latency really good. You responded straight away? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got low latency on this bitch, bro. It's not like it was back in the day. Back then, we had normal latency where there's like a 30-second delay or whatever. No. It's right away this time, dude. You're like, oh, shit. He read my message too quickly. All right, next chapter. Let's do 1 more chapter for now so we can finish strong. 5 chapters today, and then we should come back for another 5-10 chapters. Especially at Angel level, the Badooning will be strong then. All right, but next chapter is 543. The reality that exceeds exception. The target appears to have been found. Klein looked away and made a rough judgment. As there were no portraits, the dead adventurer's face was burned black, which meant that Ellen clearly didn't recognize this as one of their targets. After observing the situation and listening to the creepy laughter for a few seconds, he pointed to the 3 or 4 military personnel lying outside the house. Drag them back first, and then wait for the other teams to arrive before launching our attack. Or he hesitated for a moment, then he raised his head to look at the approaching dark blue airship. Without another word, and without instructing Klein and Danitz, Ellen ran to the unconscious military personnel, whose faces were purple. Tap, tap, tap. The closer he got, the weaker his steps became. At the end, his body became stiff, and every step he took became extremely difficult. Ellen, who had been the boatswain of the Imperial Navy, was experienced. He decisively stopped moving forward and turned around slowly, walking back to 1 steps at a time. Dude, this is such a good volume. Like, all the Beyonders in this volume are really goated. Especially because it's like just pirates and all that. Ellen, who had been the boatswain of the Imperial Navy, was experienced. He decisively stopped moving forward and turned around slowly, walking back 1 step at a time. The more he walked, the smoother it became. However, he was still shaking uncontrollably. His eyebrows and temples were covered in a thin layer of frost. A quick frenzying effect that defies common sense and extremely cold, reminiscent of disaster. With Ellen's attempt, Klein was able to grasp the danger level. I read this wrong. Klein was able to grasp the danger level of this area, and he could only sight inwardly. Unfortunately, the sun brooch isn't able to produce actual heat. It's only a stimulation of one's mind. Although ink can make a bond and generate clear effects, it would only allow a person to withstand this cold for 3 to 4 seconds at most. That's how long? Look, yes. Looking at Ellen's chattering teeth and how he was unable to open his mouth despite wanting to say something, Klein's gaze swept over Danitz. He threw his cane and said in a low voice, "Fire! Fire!" Danitz was stunned at first, but he quickly understood German Sparrow. He had also witnessed the entire process of Ellen's failure. A scarlet fireball that couldn't be considered bright formed on Danitz's right palm, and he threw it forward the flanks of the military personnel. The fireball traveled nearly 20 meters and then landed on the ground without creating an explosive sound. Instead, it quietly rose into the air. The scarlet pillar of fire emitted sizzling sounds as it continuously shrank and quickly dimmed, suddenly expanded as it was in desperate struggle before it perished. Klein, wearing a black tweed coat, jumped out. I'm reading wrong. jumped out and landed right next to the military personnel. He bent down and reached out with both hands and grabbed the man's clothes. Then he pushed his feet against the ground, exerted strength at his waist, and threw the man out. The military personnel immediately flew into the air, smoothly flying out before landing 10 meters away from the area, escaping the region with the coldest chill. After doing this, Klein snapped his fingers and lit a match in his pocket before chill seeps into his body. The scarlet stream of flames gushed out like water, instantly enveloping him. By the time everything faded, Klein had disappeared from his location. Flames leaped out, flickering and extinguishing from time to time. With the help of the Nit's fireballs and his own matches, Klein constantly phased around an extreme cold area. So he's like constantly jumping, dude. Easily throwing out several military personnel. Dude, that is so sick. After 2 to 3 attempts, he carried the last member of the military back to the original position. Ellen had clearly recovered as he gave a thumbs up. He's like, thumbs up. I'm very glad and honored to have made the decision to ask you for help today. Captain, I like your tactful praises. Also, remember to praise the remuneration. Klein nodded politely, half turned to look at the open windows of the house. He heard the laughter grow stronger. The Nitz pursed his lips to the side and silently cursed Ellen. Oh, it's going to be a good fight. Did you see the contribution I made? Did you see the fireball I threw? Although my fireball has become something akin to a prop for a magic show, it still made actual contributions. This guy's nickname is Just Ellen, but he's not just at all. It's a funny nickname, Just Ellen, but he's not just at all. As he muttered, a shadow loomed over the area, and the airships had arrived in the air opposite them. Evacuated the people in the surrounding houses, and officers shouted from the airship. After Ellen and 2 other teams cleared several nearby buildings, the airship lowered its altitude and adjusted its cannon muzzles. Boom, boom, boom. The cannons fired continuously, bombarding the house, which was still filled with creepy laughter. Hearing the explosions and seeing the flashes of flames, Klein sighed as he held his cane. This is the firepower bombardment he advocated. He has one proposed in Tingan City, but was unable to put it into practice. And today, however, the overseas colonists were producing the real scene before him. Ellen, the other, stood guard in different positions under the deafening sound of the cannons, so as to prevent people or perhaps monsters inside from breaking out. Soon, the house collapsed and the smog rose from the piles of masonry. All the snow and ice was gone. Suddenly, a thick bolt of lightning? Suddenly, a thick bolt of lightning flashed, openly striking the airship. Klein frowned. He saw the airship was completely still and heard a steam boiler produce a jarring sound. The dark blue monster in the sky lost some control. Significantly amounts of smoke began to billow out as it began descending to the side. Seems like they're being shielded by ammunition and being protected by an outer layer of air. I thought it would cause an explosion, blasting the airship to pieces. Klein turned his full attention back to the collapsed house. When he initially felt the extreme coldness and saw the male adventurer's charred body, he thought he had met another demoness. One who grasped the witch potion formula. Having dealt with the demoness several times, he knew that the beyonders of this pathway could control ice and black flames. That is true. Trissy was controlling ice and black flames. Yeah, you're right. From sequence 7. But that flash of lightning had made him reject that judgment. So, okay, it's not a demoness. He believed that Leticia was indeed a member of the Moses Scent Order, or Element Dawn, a real woman. The moment Klein arrived at this conclusion, the pile of bricks and wood were immediately lifted away. The bright red and charred figure crawled out with its elbows used to prop it up from the ground. She was a female, and Leticia originally appeared cold, barely be recognized. This made Ellen and the others shocked to discover that they had already found their target. However, compared to before, Leticia's current state was both terrifying and miserable. Her body was covered in black spots. The artillery shells had torn open red holes that lined her body. White fascia that seemed to have a life of its own was squirming. White fascia that seemed to have a life of its own was squirming inside her body. That's fucking gross, dude. I love this series. It gives me the heebie-jeebies sometimes. The top of her head was split. We took her out like that, or she's losing control just like that. The top of her head had split open and her brain came oozing out, sticking to the surface like the palms of children. It's so hard to picture this. It grosses me out just imagining it. Shit, man. I don't even want to watch it anymore. It's gonna be gross, dude. The top of her head had split open and her brain came oozing out, sticking to the surface like the palms of children overlapping with each other. Her gray eyes were out of focus, one of them blazing with fire. What the fuck? One of them was blazing with fire and the other flashing with lightning? Bro, this series is so wild, dude. The two heads that were screaming in pain were embedded at her abdomen. Oh my god! Wait, she has a face on her abdomen. Oh, wait. Calvatua? Hold up. It's Calvatua. Wait. So did Calvatua make Leticia a vessel? Showman? Bro, there's a lot of body horror imagery going on right now. Wait. Two heads that were screaming in pain were embedded at her abdomen below her chest. No. They were the other two male adventurers? Not only has she lost control, but she also appears to be corrupted. She was already severely injured from the previous bombardment, and her aura had dropped to an extreme level. Klein didn't take action, and instead watched as the Beyonders from the military began to attack. Psychic piercing, whip of pain, purifying bullets, and small caliber gunfire were launched with a series of attacks. Rampager. Oh, she's a Rampager. I thought Calvatua took over. Just how how True Creator took over Lenavus, I thought that's what was happening. Rampager Leticia, who had only had enough time to crack the ground and spread the cracks outwards, completely broke down and became a dismembered corpse. No aura, no easy. She has okay, yeah. So when it showed the two heads, I was like, okay, so she like consumed them. All right. Her torso fell to the ground and her heads of the two male adventurers rolled out. It's fucking gross. Klein's eyes slightly narrowed. He discovered that there was a yellowish-brown book of secrets? A yellowish-brown book hidden within the flesh and blood of Leticia's abdomen? I'm sorry. Isn't this kind of what happened with Ray Bieber in Volume 1? Where, like, the book kind of just came out of him? And the blood of Leticia's abdomen. On the surface of the book, there was a line. What does the book say? On the surface of the book, there was a line of words written in Elven. Book of Calamity. Book of Calamity. Sequence 3 is called Sea King, right? And it said Lords of Storms, something of sea, and then it said Calamity at the end. There might be some correlation here for a high sequence Beyonder, right? Maybe the Book of Calamity is going to reveal a sequence 1 or a sequence 0, right? For the Lord of Storms. Or we'll find out. Why do these books and notebooks always find themselves in the stomachs of people? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the same as the Antigonus family notebook last time. Klein lampooned, then he suspected that the Book of Calamity was an item that the fake archaeologist Leticia had taken from the ruins of the sea god. Yeah, maybe. At this moment, some military personnel grabbed the two male adventurers' heads, who still seemed capable of speaking. What? Some military personnel grabbed the two male adventurers' heads, who still seemed capable of speaking, and hurriedly asked, what did you do in the ruins of the sea god? Sea god ruins. One of the male adventurers answered with a pain and confusion, we haven't been there. He tried to move his eyes to check the situation below his neck. He's like, where's my body? What the fuck? Where's my body gone? The sea god ruin in Samin Island, the military personnel reminded him. No, we didn't. The male adventurer wanted to shake his head, but he couldn't. Because oh, this is so messed up, dude. He has no neck to nod his head. Oh, that is so gross. I lost my place. Wait, no, we didn't. The male adventurer wanted to shake his head, but he couldn't do so. We went to an ancient elven ruin. Leticia found a book there. She liked it very much. She quickly began to study it. Then she went mad. She's crazy. As the male adventurer shouted out, whatever was left on his mind completely dissipated. It is not a loss of temple of the sea gods, but a ruin of the ancient elves. This is different from what I imagined. Klein was about to listen carefully when Ellen came over and politely asked him and the Nids to distance themselves from interrogation. Turning into another street, Klein slowed down and thought about the whole thing. Why would Leticia act? This looks very coincidental. I understood that reference. Why will Leticia's act of taking the Book of Calamity out of the ancient elf ruins cause the sea god Calvatua to no longer be capable of maintaining his existence? Yes, if it's elven ruins and sea god Calvatua, those are like two different entities. They're no longer be able or capable of maintaining its existence, slowly bringing it to the point of breakdown. What's the connection between the two? Elves, sea god. According to Little Sun, the ancient god. Okay, this is new lore. No. We're reestablishing old lore. According to Little Sun, the ancient god Elf King Sonithrian wielded the present authorities of the Lord of Storms. He did say he's similar to the Lord of Storms. Yes, you're right. Yeah, that was revealed. And like the god of combat was similar to Giant King Armir. I remember that. And then like Evernight Goddess was like a combination of like two, right? Okay, that is to say that the elves What? That is to say the elves no doubt possess a sequence 3 Sea King, or even the higher sequences, sequence 2. Oh! Could it be that's written in the book? Could it be that it was by chance that the sea serpent Calvatua discovered a room of the elves at the bottom of the sea, directly devour? How is Klein able to like deduce this? Like how does he figure this shit out so quickly? Could it be that it was by chance that this sea serpent Calvatua discovered the ruin of the elves at the bottom of the sea, directly devoured the beyonder characteristics left behind by certain high elf, and was lucky enough to survive the two possibilities of death and losing control? As such, it succeeded in acquiring the rank of a demigod and gradually gained the faith of the Rorschach Archipelago's natives. He is really smart. Klein slowly came to realization, and he had to thank Mr. Hangman for this. Initially, Little Sun didn't reveal the corresponding authorities of the 8 ancient gods, but later, under the guidance of the Hangman, he explained some things, including the Elf King Sonithrin general situation. As for devouring beyonder characteristics or the corresponding ingredients to advance, it was something that didn't happen. Before the potion system was fully constructed, the human ancestors had made similar attempts to obtain beyonder powers. However, only a very small group of extremely fortunate people had managed to survive to become beyonders without becoming monsters, lunatics, or dying on the spot with their flesh and blood falling apart. Wait, true? He's like, Matt Pat, the way Soman Greer be making theories. See, got luckier than the monster pathway beyond. That's extremely lucky. His mind is enhanced by studying mysticism, where you need to rack your brain around a lot. It's crazy, like, how good he is at doing this. Like, no pun intended, like, he is a really good Sherlock Moriarty. He's a really good Sherlock Holmes. Klein slowly came to realization, and he had to thank Mr. Hangman for this. Initially, Little Sun didn't reveal the corresponding authorities of the 8 ancient gods, but later, under the guidance of the Hangman, he explained some things, including the Elf King Sondrathine general situation. As for devouring beyonder characteristics of the corresponding ingredients to advance, it wasn't something that didn't happen. Before the potion system was fully constructed, the human ancestors had made similar attempts to attain beyonder powers. However, only a very small group of extremely fortunate people had managed to survive to become beyonders without becoming monsters, lunatics, or dying on the spot, with their flesh and blood falling apart. Such an attempt had a 1 in 1,000 chance of success, or even 1 in 10,000 chances. After the potion system was established, no one was willing to take such a risk. Pun intended. If that's the case, then Calvatua was indeed very lucky back then. Of course, there's also the factor of its strong psyche. However, its intelligence didn't seem to increase much, only being capable of deceiving its believers. It didn't actually find any traces of the elven ruins of the Simithine Island and how it closely related to the one of its hiding. It's hiding in. After Leticia and company took the Book of Calamity, the ruin collapsed, causing Calvatua's hiding spot to experience abnormalities, resulting in the barely surviving Calvatua to be unable to hold out any longer. This can explain. Cleanse. Yes, exactly. This explains it. This can explain how Leticia and company managed to easily succeed. There aren't any members of the Resistance. Did I skip a line? There aren't any members of the Resistance or the Sea God's followers defending this area. Only when something happened did Calvatua discover the problem and realize the connection between the two ruins. With what had just gathered, Klein tried to explain what had been wondering about this whole time. I read that wrong. This included why the dying sea god Kalvatua didn't allow its followers to become carriers. It would reduce the most of the accidents and make things easier. With the brutality Kalvatua displayed, it was only right that it made such a choice. It's only right. The answer Klein arrived at was that the body Kalvatua wanted to corrupt and possess had to have a certain amount of elven blood, and that was the only way to survive the transfer of beyonder characteristics up to a certain level. However, when Klein touched it, due to the gray fog and his uniqueness, it allowed Kalvatua to instantly find a better target. Oh, so I was kind of right what I said last stream. Well, Kalvatua was trying to take... Wait, no. I lied. They said that. Kalvatua was probably trying to take over Gurman, but because of the gray fog and, like, it's, like, anti-divination properties, or like how it's like a barrier, if he tried to find a better host, right? Damn. See, God dying is lucky. Very lucky indeed. Let me do timestamps. I think we are gonna end stream. Yeah. And then we should hopefully come back around the usual time. Hi. Yeah, what's up, Lone Wolf? Dude, thank you. Hey, it's a first time chatter, bro. Lone Wolf. I don't know if I've seen you before. First time, right? What's up, dude? That's so cool. Everyone wants the gray fog. It's crazy, dude. How like everybody wants like in, man. Everybody wants in for some reason, right? Hold up. Let me do overall thoughts before I forget. Yeah, I think we are just gonna do 5 quick chapters, and we should hopefully be back. But let's get overall thoughts out the way. First thing, since it's really early in the day, I apologize if I stuttered more than usual. They want the vape domain expansion. Every deity wants in on the gray fog. You know what's crazy? The fact that there are like so many like orthodox, like the fact that like there are so many deities that like not necessarily want the gray fog, or they're like chancing upon like Klein the Fool, the gray fog. I feel like the gray fog in and of itself has to be like, its origins has to have something with like the creation of like beyonders and characteristics and whatnot. Oh, wait. It's clicking. Like, what if in like some way, shape, or form, like, oh, like we know that in the gray... Oh, wait, I'm trying to piece it together. Okay, so we know that above the gray fog, it was a boundless empty sky, and somehow Klein, like, coincidentally was able to summon the 22 chairs, right? He was able to summon the 22 chairs, and they all, like, just coincidentally became really high chairs. No. I know what you're getting at, but you don't know where I'm getting at right here. I know characteristics are never created nor destroyed, but their origins came from the omnipotent and omniscient God, right? So what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the gray fog is where like the omnipotent God resides, right? Like this has to be where he resides, because like we've known he's like, we know the omniscient, omnipotent God, like the creator is this giant ever-like being, right? And we know that all the chairs are really high and tall. Like when he saw like the stairs of heaven, like the mystical light steps, he's like, oh, these steps look like if they were meant for something bigger than the giant. What did I miss? Bro's cooking about omnipotent God. Make sure, yeah, we're gonna be very careful. So what I'm thinking is, the gray fog has something to do with the omniscient God, and maybe he's choosing Klein for whatever ultimatum he has, right? And the fact that like we know that characteristics are neither made nor destroyed, and we know, whoa, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place. You can tell I'm thinking of this on the spot. Like we know that it's interpreted that everything will eventually return to the omnipotent, omniscient God, right? Like we know everything will eventually return to him. So what I'm thinking, because all these deities are like kind of drawn to the gray fog, right? Or like they chance upon Klein. it's like I feel like the gray fog in it of itself has something to do with the omniscient God, because everything is being drawn back to the gray fog. I don't know if that's some crazy tinfoil hat theory, but that's what I'm thinking. Oh, and then the 22 tarot tables, or the 22 tables, were originally a part of the 22 pieces that were split from the omnipotent, omniscient God, right? And I'm thinking the one where the fool sat was originally the omnipotent, omniscient God. And the other remaining tables were all the pieces that he split apart from himself. So then, like, decades, millennia, centuries go by, right? And now all these deities are like, they're drawn to Klein. Like, we know the whole thing with the Sanguins are like, hey, our ancestors said you should pray to the full. Why the fuck would she want us to pray to the full, right? It's a VPN to fight the ads. Wait, watch our ads, guys. By the way, hold up. We're a small YouTuber. You know, if you guys get an ad on my page, you know, feel free to watch that 15, 30-second ad. If it's a 5-minute ad, you can skip it. But if it's like a 15, 30-second ad, you know, I hope a homie out, you know? Because I think we're cooking a pretty good theory. Now, has anybody come up with this 500 chapters into the series? I don't think so. But I'm locking it in right now. I should have done overall thoughts, and when we went into some crazy crackpot theory. You know what I should really do? I should really grab like a tinfoil hat. But I'm locking it in. The gray fog has to do something with the omniscient, omnipotent God. And when he originally split himself, where would he have split himself? Above the gray fog, right? He split himself in that domain. That's why all the chairs are so high. That's why there is a perfect amount of seats for each different pathway, because that's what he originally split, right? That's what I'm locking in, right? And we know that a high sequence beyond can influence. Bro, you made the same theory a few months ago. There's no way I made that a few months ago. Cooking a feast. I think we're cooking a feast. But you know what? That's what we're gonna end it. I'm sorry we only read 5 chapters. If I said that before, damn, I actually forgot that. The gray fog is said to be above the entire spirit. Yes, we know that. Like, even a road said, like, oh, the domain that lies. You know what? I worded my words bad last time because people were bringing that up, like, oh, like, you messed up. Like, that's not actually what was revealed. Like, I know, yeah, the gray fog lies above the spirit world. I know that. I think the way I worded it last time, it sounded like it wasn't with the, like, when we were talking about the abyss and the spirit world. I know I was like, I misworded myself, but that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, like, we know the gray fog lies above the spirit world. Well, that's all I got. Let's do overall thoughts. Wait, Easy, what do you think the Evernight will do if she gets her hands on Klein the Gray Fog? Well, we know the oh, wait. No, don't worry, it's not a spoiler. Like, we know the Gray Fog is, no. We know Evernight Goddess. It was, now here's the other thing. Oh! I got something cooking that you guys might not be able to piece together. Or maybe you guys did. Hold up. I got one more crackpot theory, all right? And then we're going to end stream. So, we know that it's been interpreted that the Evernight Goddess was an amalgamation of 2. I remember... I should pull up my notes. Pull up my notes on my phone. Hold up. I'm getting a little excited. Hold up. Got my docs. Let me open up my notes. Hold up. I got one more thing. Huh? 2 what? Hold up. Why are my notes not fucking loading? Come on, notes. Don't do this to me right now. Let's go to deities. Where is ancient deities? Oh, this is epochs. Hold up. I got something. I got something. Okay, right here. Hold up. Where is Evernight Goddess? Okay, here. Do not confirm nor deny. Okay, yes, guys. Do not confirm or deny. Okay, but I got one more crazy crackpot theory. This was revealed in Volume 2. Evernight Goddess. She appears to be a fusion of the king of demonic wolves Flagera and the vampire ancestor Lilith. Evernight goddess best represents the stars, not the moon. Okay, no, not that part. It's just the first part that we should pay attention to. The Evernight goddess appears to be a fusion of the kings of Demonic Wolf and Flagera. All right. What do we know about the omniscient, omnipotent God? We know that the omniscient, omnipotent God broke itself apart, right, into pieces. And we have direct confirmation, direct speculation that a deity was somehow able to like fuse herself as like two different things, right? Now, what I'm thinking might happen in the next 1,000 chapters, in some way, shape, or form, the Fool, or like the ideologies of the Fool and whatnot, maybe we're gonna find some crazy shit with the Seer Pathway. Some way, shape, or form, he's able to fuse himself with the other pathways or deities, right? And then what happens? What's gonna happen? When he fuses himself, what's gonna happen? Maybe that's what's going to bring about the maybe Klein fusing himself in some way, shape, or form, like the Evernight Goddess, but not just two, but like all 22 pathways. Maybe that's what like brings about the original creator, the omnipotent, omniscient God. No, that's the original creator, not the what? I thought the original creator was man, there's a true creator, the creator. Who the fuck is the creator? I thought the creator was the original creator. No? OG, omnipotent, omniscient creator. Then who's like is the original creator the omnipotent? Yes, no, that's who it was. Well, point is, I'm talking about like the main one, like the OG creator that like split itself apart. We know that maybe Klein in some way, shape, or form. No, we don't know that. He might fuse himself, just like Evernight Goddess, but not just with two pathways. But he's going to fuse himself with all 22 pathways. And that's what's going to bring about the rejoining, right? Of all the pathways, all the deities, and create the original creator. Wait, hold up. I don't know if I should read that comment, man. Hold up. Vampire ancestor Lilith is there because of... Oh, hold up. I know... Hold up. The omnipotent, omniscient God is the God of the Silver City. No, it's not. Are you guys... Am I tripping out? You can, it was said. Vampire ancestor is there because Evernight holds... Oh, yeah. Hold up. Yeah. Wait. You're right. You're right. That second crackpot theory might have just fell flat. Vampire ancestor is there because Evernight holds the Crimson Moon. Yeah, but there's no true ruler. Because they said the moon is basically empty. But Mr. Door said she's not the moon, but something like the stars of the night. Okay, the ancient one. Originary creator was the one from the creation of myth. Okay, wait. So the original creator, then omnipotent, which is also the ancient sun god. The sun, the true... What the fuck? I mixed up my shit. I thought those were like three different people. So the original creator is from like the big mythos, right? The original creator, then omnipotent, omniscient, which is the ancient... So yeah, it was speculated the omniscient God was the ancient sun god, i.e. the true creator, which is the one they believe in. It's better to not be fixed on that. You will learn the answer later. Okay, yeah, we'll learn the answer later. But you know what? That first theory still stands on like the original one, the one that brings everything about. I'm still sticking to that, where like the Great Fog has something to do with with him. Right now I feel the spoiler coming. Okay, yeah. Because all right. Yeah, okay, we're gonna drop the convo before we get into spoiler territory. Yeah. I love hearing the man cooking. Yeah, we're gonna leave it there. We don't want to know much, but we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna end stream. We're gonna be back. I hope later today, around the same time I go live. Yeah. Yet I almost said blank. Wait, it's like, no, you idiot, you're wrong. It's actually this. It's like, no, those spoilers. No, wait, don't go to the spoilers. Don't worry. I didn't read the whole thing just to be safe. You can look into the camera. We will always look into the camera for the outro. Oh, by the way, let me do my outro and then I'm gonna talk to you guys personally for like another minute or two. before we ended. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more, it feels weird looking at the camera. I gotta get used to that. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if anybody is going to Anime Expo, your homie will be at Anime Expo. We're gonna be walking around with our gospel, you know, volume 1 of Lord of the Mysteries. Or Lord of Mysteries, you know, with the new translation. We're gonna spread the gospel. We're gonna spread the gospel of Lord of Mysteries. We're gonna spread his holiness, his magicness. And I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, peace! Have a beautiful day. And thank you guys for having like 30 to 40 people the whole time. Later, guys. Yeah, I mean, the goal is to hopefully be live again, roughly the same time I go live. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, oh, thank you, Clown Man. Yeah, okay, so I know that's not a spoiler. The original creator split apart in the creation mythos and then fell asleep. No, it's not a spoiler. No, it's right. No, I know. No, we know the whole mythos story, how he split apart. LOL. No, it's okay. No, I don't think he was spoiling anything. No, okay, hold up. No, it's alright. You guys aren't like spoiling me. Like, I know you guys are just trying to clarify. Well, like, I know it's been reeled with like the creation of myth. That's what it's called, right? The creation of myth was like the original creator. And I'm thinking everything split apart. Like, oh, so I feel like the classic clown. No, you're okay, classic clown. No, it's okay, guys. No, so I'm pretty sure. Oh, I only knew the first part. Okay. Well, I should have kept recording this because I didn't even say my original theory. The original creator split himself apart when he was in the gray fog, right? So he split himself above the empty, vast gray fog. Like, you know how when Klein enters the gray fog for the first time, it's just an empty, boundless gray fog sea? So the original creator split himself apart of the gray fog, right? And then he summoned his 22 tables on the long bronze tables, on the long model tables, right? And all the pieces that he split became part of that table, right? It was a good stream. I feel like, yeah. I know, I'm sorry I only did 5 chapters. I mean, we only read for like an hour and some change, and we've been live for like two plus hours. Good theory. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good theory. But I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, I'm gonna head out for a little bit. We gotta be nice to Miss Easy Geeky because we're streaming right now. You know, we can't let her hate us. We gotta make her love Lord of Mysteries. We can't make her hate Lord of Mysteries. So we gotta space them out. We gotta space them out on her day off. Otherwise, she's gonna get mad, dude. We gotta make her like Lord of Mysteries. And also, I'm planning to see if I can make her watch the Dunkwall with me. I feel like he is going to reach the right solution with the wrong process one of these days. Like, we reached the end, but like from the wrong way. Make Miss Easy Geeky read it to him. I'll be honest, I probably won't be able to make her read it. She has less free time. Convert her. I'm gonna convert her by making her watch the Dunkwall. I feel like that's the best way. Or maybe when the physical book comes out, I'm gonna make her read it once I finish reading it. Yeah, I'm gonna make her read the physical book. Because I feel like if I just said, all right, read chapter 1, and then she takes a peek at how many chapters, I feel like she's going to be like turned away from the length of the series. Must spread the Lord Gospels. Only martyrial conversation I support. Only... It's the only one you support. Nah, I feel like I have to make her read the physical book when it comes out, or make her watch the Dunkwall, so it's not that intimidating. And then when she gets hooked at the very end, she's gonna want to read it. But I'm always talking about it, like with her. Well, okay, not always. We don't want to get her mad, right? We gotta space it out. You gotta spread out the conversations. Make Miss Easy Geeky start with CY first. That'd be pretty funny. But we're gonna end stream now, okay, guys? Have a beautiful day. And we should hopefully be back later today. No promises, but the plan is to come back later in the day for a little bit more. Yeah, because I feel like we only read like 5 chapters, and I want to read more. All right, guys. Peace. Have a beautiful day, okay? Or just 1 chapter a day if she's busy. Yeah, it's like she has roughly less free time than me. So her free time is with me, right? And like my free time is with her. If I make her read that, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah, no, maybe. I can try. You know what? I'm gonna make her fucking read chapter 1 today. I'm gonna make her read the beginning. So what you wanted to say to us? Only 4 chapters? I'll be honest, D. I forgot what I wanted to say. Point proven. I have a bad memory. 4 chapters? No, we read 5 chapters. We read 39. We start 39. 1, 2, 3, 4. We read 5 chapters. No, we read 5 chapters. We read 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. That's 5 chapters. What do you mean? That's 5 chapters. And if we come back today, we read more. Hey, but hey guys, come on, man. Even if I read 5 chapters and it's not long, just imagine, just look, put it this way. Even though we didn't read that much today, it mattered. It was a beautiful stream. We had a fun time. We had some crazy crackpot theories. Oh yeah, because I just titled the thing 440 to make it look even. Yeah, but we read 5 chapters. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go though. Okay, have a beautiful day. I'm gonna go get more coffee. Then I gotta take out the missus, and I'm gonna see if I can bribe her to read chapter 1 today. All right, guys. Peace. Have a beautiful day.